Chapter 5, 77. Outside the king's battleground. At the entrance, the golden-armored man laughed loudly. One day has passed. How many resurrected martial artists are still alive? From last night until now, a whole day had passed, no matter how dark the sky was. Commander Zhou and the rest were silent, expressionless. The golden-armored man sneered, provoking, "This time, kill them all." The previous batches were unwilling to waste their energy killing that bunch of trash. The descendant of a king dares to provoke us. If you want to blame someone, blame that reckless thing. 3 years ago, Jiang Hao entered the king's battleground. It was fine at rank 6. He did not kill many people. When he reached rank 7, Jiang Hao began to hunt those catacombs martial artists. If it was just hunting, everyone was an enemy. There was nothing to say. However, Jiang Hao killed a king descendant at the entrance right in front of them. This was a provocation to the entire restricted zone. For more than a year, many restricted zone martial artists had entered the rank 7 area to hunt Jiang Hao, but he had escaped time and time again. Jiang Hao and the others were all old foxes. It was difficult to find them, and it was not easy to kill them. However, it was much easier for this batch of newbies. Their whereabouts were right in front of them. There was only half an hour's difference when both parties left. It was their first time entering, and the Monster Plant's King's Court had more people than the other party. If they still could not kill them, they would be looking down on Feng extermination and the rest. As soon as the golden-armored man finished speaking, the few rank 9s on the human side did not speak, but someone glanced at Commander Zhou from the corner of his eyes. "He's provoking us." Commander Zhou shielded his surroundings and said, "Although he's provoking us, Jiang Hao has indeed caused trouble for us. We're enemies. There's nothing wrong with killing the enemy, but there's no need to kill the apex descendant at the entrance. We're already weak. Jiang Hao is unwise." Commander Zhou was speechless. Indeed, Jiang Hao was a little too arrogant. He could kill the enemy, but he could do it inside the king's battleground. Why did he have to do it here? Of course, the situation that day was a little special. The king descendant was about to escape from the king's battleground. Jiang Hao chased him all the way here and intercepted him at the entrance passage. That was why he tortured him to death in front of everyone. No matter what, even if he gave up on killing his opponent, there was no need to kill him in front of the catacombs' powerhouses. Unfortunately, Commander Zhou sighed inwardly. The heavenly talents of Star City were arrogant and unruly, so it was hard to say anything about them. In fact, someone had talked to Jiang Hao about it after the incident, but the other party did not take it seriously. After all, they had killed an enemy, and it was also within the rules. After all, the Battle King was one of the pillars of the Apex powerhouses. He couldn't possibly do anything to Jiang Hao just because he had killed an enemy. That would definitely displease suppressing Star City. Jiang Hao also boasted that he would take responsibility for this matter alone. In the rank 7 area, he often appeared to kill opponents. The martial artists in the rank 7 area were also attracted to Jiang Hao. However, there were still repercussions. Now, Jiang Hao was not dead, and new people entered every 3 years. The Fei Plant Royal Court vented their anger on them, and in order to save face, they threatened to exterminate all murderous martial artists before they even entered. Half of the reason for this was because they were enemies, and the other half was related to Jiang Hao. Without another word, Commander Zhou looked at the entrance and sighed in his heart. This session was even more difficult and dangerous than the previous sessions. 12 people from Hua Nation went in, and they didn't know what the situation was like now. Just then, a light flashed at the entrance. Beside him, the monk said solemnly, "Someone is coming out." Someone from the previous sessions? Everyone stared for a while. Someone from the previous sessions must be a catacombs martial artist. There were no old humans in there now. It would be best if it was someone from the previous sessions. If it was someone from this session, it might mean trouble. Soon, with a flash of energy, a figure appeared in the dark passageway. The moment he saw the figure, the golden-armored man suddenly laughed. "Ha ha, Miyuki, you're out so soon. Did extermination let you come back?" It was someone from the Fey Plant Royal Court. Moreover, he came out in just one day. It was too fast. It must be good news. If there was nothing major, Feng Extermination would not let anyone out. Feng Extermination was extremely arrogant. If he did not kill all the resurrected martial artists, or kill half of them, or kill one or two, he would never come out to report the good news. When Miyuki came out, many powerhouses in the catacombs laughed out loud. It had only been one day, and the resurrected martial artists were done for. Commander Zhou and the others' eyes were cold. Something had happened. Although they knew that the Fey Plant Royal Court was going to attack them this time, they did not expect that the outcome would be decided in just one day. Miyuki, who had just walked out of the passageway, saw the golden-armored man laughing. His expression was frighteningly stiff. Sir Divine General had misunderstood. He knew that Sir Divine General must have misunderstood. No one would believe that he had come out to report his condolences. For a moment, Miyuki lowered his head, trembling with fear. He was afraid. He was afraid that he would be killed if he disturbed the Divine General's mood. He had originally thought of coming out and finding a chance to report to the golden-armored man alone. However, Sir Divine General had been staring at the entrance. The moment he came out, the other party came. Just as Miyuki was worrying, the golden-armored man laughed and said, "Miyuki, tell me quickly, how many resurrected martial artists did extermination kill?" "Sir, hurry up," the golden-armored man roared, his face full of dissatisfaction. "Are you trying to spoil my fun? I want to tell the land of rebirth powerhouses how many of them I've killed in front of them." That day, the King of War's descendant had provoked them. Everyone was already very dissatisfied. Before they departed, the golden-armored man had even told Feng Extermination to bring someone alive and kill them in the passageway in front of the land of rebirth powerhouses. Although it was not the right time yet to be able to tell them how many people he had killed in front of these people would allow them to vent their frustrations. Miyuki was trembling violently. He dared not say it. He dared not lie either. If he lied, he would definitely die. However, even if he did not lie, he might still be killed by the enraged golden-armored man. If he reported this information, Miyuki was trembling. Gradually, the golden-armored man, who was laughing earlier, also noticed that something was wrong. His expression instantly turned cold. At this moment, he did not think of anything else. Instead, he looked at a powerhouse beside him. His eyes were cold, and he looked at Miyuki again. He said coldly, "That which attacked extermination?" This was probably the only thing that made Miyuki afraid to speak. As soon as he said this, a rank 9 powerhouse standing beside him sneered. "Feng Jioqing, don't forget the current situation." Now, the Monster Plant Clan was asking for their help. Feng Jioqing opened his mouth to call her a witch. This was an insult to the descendant of a true king, and the most direct descendant at that. The golden-armored man's expression changed again and again. He snorted coldly, his expression ugly. Seeing that they were arguing, Miyuki became even more worried. He immediately said, trembling, "Sir, this has nothing to do with Her Highness Ji Yao." "Bastard!" The golden-armored man was enraged. "Since it has nothing to do with you, why are you stuttering and causing me to be bullied? Do you have a death wish?" At this moment, Feng Jioqing was a little angry. Since it had nothing to do with the Monster Life clan, then nothing mattered. Even if it was a war with the other royal courts, it was not a big deal. The Guardian Court and the other two royal courts were on good terms, so the possibility of war was not high. Both sides had also cooperated many times in the outer realm. Not many demons had entered the 10,000 demon royal court. Moreover, the 10,000 demon royal court was in chaos. It was not a big deal to kill demons from the 10,000 demon royal court. Seeing that Miyuki was trembling all over and extremely uneasy, the golden-armored man, who was still angry just now, frowned and waved his hand to set up a mental barrier. He shouted, "Tell me what's going on." Miyuki was in no hurry to speak. He was really afraid. He was afraid that he would not die in the king's battlefield, but here. Miyuki looked around from the corner of his eyes. When he saw a person behind the golden-armored man, his eyes flashed with joy. He hurriedly took a step forward and walked in front of that person. With this action, the golden-armored man's expression changed completely. The green-armored man behind him also had a slight change in expression. He said in a low voice, "Miyuki, don't be afraid. What's going on?" Martial artists who could enter the king's battlefield were all Monster Plant Royal Court's geniuses. He was an elder of Miyuki's bloodline. Although he only had rank 8 strength, he could still protect him a little. Only then did Miyuki's expression turn sorrowful. He hurriedly said, "Sir, something has happened in the king's battlefield. We were ambushed by martial artists who had revived as soon as we entered." "What?" the golden-armored man exclaimed. "How was that possible? A rank 9 martial artists should not be this impatient. Even when Jiang Hao had tortured and killed the descendant of a true king in the passageway, he had not been this moved. However, at this moment, he was truly shocked. Martial artists who had revived, ambushed them. Miyuki's undying god had been destroyed. Was he delirious now? Although his voice did not spread, the change in his expression attracted the attention of many people. Feng Jiuqing was so shocked. What had happened? Following that, everyone saw not only the change in his expression, but also Feng Jiuqing's extremely suppressed expression. He was so angry that he had lost his composure. The Monster Plant Royal Court's geniuses were all dead or injured. Their opponents were just a few martial artists from the land of rebirth. At the last moment, the golden-armored man's entire body erupted with force, shattering the barrier. He said furiously, "Jiang Chao, damn it!" The golden-armored man was furious. His eyes exploded with a brilliant golden glow as he glared at Commander Zhou and the rest. No one heard the first part of his words. However, everyone heard the last part. "Jiang Chao." Some people looked surprised. They understood the human language and knew what the surname Jiang meant. A descendant of the War King? Another descendant of the War King had angered Feng Jiuqing? For a rank 9 martial artist to say, "Damn it," it was clear that Feng Jiuqing's anger had reached a certain level. At this moment, Feng Jiuqing's murderous aura was soaring. He glared fiercely at Commander Zhou and the rest, then at Miyuki. Without saying a word, he turned around and flew into the palace. His series of actions were surprising, but they also caused people's imaginations to run wild. What the hell happened? Many people looked at Miyuki. Now, this prodigy who had just escaped from the jaws of death was drenched in sweat again. This was going to be troublesome. The catacombs' martial artists were at a loss. Commander Zhou was even more at a loss. What had Jiang Chao done? That upper stage rank, 6 kid strength, was only average. Moreover, he had heard that he was timid and afraid of trouble. He had only come to the king's battleground because he had no other choice. How had he angered the catacombs? Feng Jiuqing's tone and expression earlier, as if he wanted to eat him alive, were even more hateful and angry than when he mentioned Jiang Hao. What had happened? Commander Zhou was at a loss, but he was also a little worried. Could the two Jiang brothers stop? At this moment, a few rank 7 martial artists suddenly flew out from the palace and quickly entered the passageway. These people had just come out not long ago and had been recuperating and recovering. Now, however, these people had entered the rank 7 area. Commander Zhou frowned. The people from the monster plant's royal court had returned, and Feng Jiuqing was furious. Why were the rank 7 martial artists from the monster plant's royal court entering the rank 7 area one after another? Not only the rank 7, but Commander Zhou soon realized that some rank 6 martial artists were also heading toward the passageway. These people were all seething with murderous intent. Behind him, Feng Jiuqing once again stepped on the air and shouted, "Muki, you go in with them." "Sir." Muki shuddered. He was afraid of death. If he was not afraid of death, he would not have come out. It was because he was afraid of death that he was willing to come out and report the news. Now he was asked to go in and face those murderous gods. How dare you disobey? Feng Jiuqing's face was livid. Muki looked terrified. Without another word, he hurried into the passageway. As these people entered, Feng Jiuqing stood in the air like a statue. He was no longer as arrogant and despotic as before. There was only cold, murderous intent in his eyes. More than 100 prodigies had died in battle. As the guardian of the royal court, he was in big trouble. If he could not kill the descendants of War King, it would be even more troublesome. So many people involved countless forces, and there were more than 1 or 2 true kings who were related. This time, there were more than 30 martial artists related to the true kings. Now, almost all of them had died in the battlefield of the royal court. "Jiang Chao, you deserve to die." Feng Jiuqing, who was like a statue, suddenly shouted coldly, his murderous intent awe-inspiring. Over at the boulder platform, Commander Zhou's head was splitting. What did Jiang Chao do? Now that he had provoked Feng Jiuqing to the brink of madness, he felt like he was about to lose his mind. This was not a good thing. Moreover, there were people entering the rank 7 area and the rank 6 area. They were probably going to surround and kill Jiang Chao. I have to inform the minister. The old War King should also do something. Commander Zhou was very helpless. With Feng Jiuqing's current state, he was worried that something big would happen in the end. There were only 6 human rank 9s present. Moreover, the Jiang brothers were troublemakers. If Jiang Chao and the others really came out, these people might not stand up for them. If Jiang Chao was killed outside of the king's battlefield, the War King would be enraged and start a battle of the apex. Commander Zhou shuddered. That would pierce through the heavens. The ultimate battle should be avoided as much as possible. When the ultimate battle started, an all-out war would come in an instant. The humans were still stalling for time. They could not afford such an unforeseen event. Thinking of this, Commander Zhou glanced at the others and said in a low voice, "I want to go to Mount Imperial Sea." The others thought of many things and nodded. Someone could not help but ask, "Can you guys let War King take the Jiang brothers away?" They had had enough. They did not know what the second Jiang brother was doing inside. This guy seemed to be more troublemaker than his brother. Could it be that he had killed Feng Miesheng? At this thought, they looked at each other. It could not be, right? It was unbelievable that the kid from the Jiang family could kill Feng Miesheng. Or perhaps he had killed other important people. Achoo! In the cave, Jiang Chao looked confused. He rubbed his nose and asked curiously, "My body is weak. How can I sneeze?" I was a rank 6 martial artist. How could I sneeze? Could it be that my body was weak because of my severe injuries? Li Hansong said, "Seriously, you're being targeted. Powerhouses are talking about you. You can sense it. You're done for." "It can't be. I just killed a few mentality-vitality fusion. They're all dead. They don't even know me. Beside him, Fong Ping had long forgotten that he lied about his name. He said casually, "Why think so much? Everyone's injuries are healed. Old Yao, your mentality recovery speed is still too slow. Look at me. I've recovered from such a severe injury." Yao Qingjun was speechless. I was speechless. Fong Ping's mentality was really close to being destroyed, but he was full of vigor now, as if nothing had happened. Until now, his mentality had not even recovered by half. Compared to him, it was too sad. Fong Ping did not continue to discourage him. He looked at them and said suddenly, "It's not good to pretend to be catacombs martial artists. There aren't that many middle-stage martial artists in the catacombs. Fatty, you old Wang, and I will pretend to be catacombs martial artists. Ironhead, you and old Yao will pretend to be captives." Li Hansong looked gloomy. "I'll pretend to be a captive. Why don't I switch with old Wang?" "Stop talking nonsense. When you attack, you'll be too eye-catching. You won't be able to act well." Fong Ping could not be bothered with him. He gave a few reminders and then smiled. "Come, let's go out. Remember when we encounter catacombs martial artists. First, look at the number of divine weapons they have. Second, look at the number of people. Third, look at their strength. If they have more than 3 mentality-vitality fusion and above, then don't rush to attack." After Fong Ping said that, he slapped Fatty. Jiang Chao dodged hurriedly, but Fong Ping's slap still landed on his head. Bang! A muffled sound was heard. Blood and flesh exploded. Jiang Chao was scared half to death. Had he known earlier, he would not have accepted that divine weapon. He had actually accepted a divine weapon. These fellows had killed countless people for divine weapons, while he was still thinking about how to escape in fear. Fong Ping also gave himself a punch. His face was almost flattened. This time, Jiang Chao was dumbfounded. Beside him, although Wang Jinyang's flesh did not rupture, a few bloody marks appeared on his face. Li Hansong was not surprised. He also gave himself a few punches. His whole body was covered in blood, and his aura was weakening. It was Yao Chengjuan's first time doing this, but he was not careless. He copied Fatty's actions. Fong Ping saw that Fatty looked like he was about to escape at any time. He said impatiently, "Cover up a little. Martial artists have a photographic memory. You should pretend to be a captive. But I'm just an upper stage martial artist, so it'll be a little conspicuous if I capture you guys. Don't talk so much. Just watch. You can't bear to do it to yourself. I'll help you. You don't have any objections, right?" Jiang Chao smiled bitterly. He rubbed his slightly torn cheeks and sucked in a breath of cold air. Motherf asterisk her. Was there a need to be so cruel to himself? These guys were very familiar with their tricks. It looked like they had done this many times. Fong Ping did not care about him. He changed his own aura, as well as old Wang and Fatty's. The 3 of them escorted Li Hansong and Fatty out. Seeing that, Jiang Chao asked, "Where are we going now?" "We'll go back. I remember that the Monster Plants King's Court is missing a few mentality-vitality fusion. They should be looking for a place to break through. Fong Extermination will definitely go there too. We'll chase after him. Oh, right, when we kill people on the way, we don't have to kill them all. Leave a few weak ones. There might be a good show to watch. It'll be best if it's a mess. I love messy situations." Fong Ping laughed. The more chaotic, the better. The more chaotic it was, the more opportunities there would be. Having said that, Fong Ping looked at Jiang Chao and said fiercely, "Don't speak Mandarin anymore. Use the catacombs language. Speak it more proficiently. If you follow us, you must master this essential skill." Jiang Chao nodded hurriedly, his face bitter. "Goodbye. I'll follow you guys. Just this once. Next time, even if I die, I won't follow you guys anymore. These few lunatics would go wherever there were more people. They only cared about money and not their lives. He had enough of these guys. On the night of the 4th, there was an additional team of 5 people at the Imperial battleground. 3 King's Court martial artists and 2 Resurrection martial artists. These 5 people walked ostentatiously along the way. They killed 2 small teams along the way. The 2 teams were not from big forces, but from dynasty and a sect. Fang Ping picked up 4 divine weapons and distributed them to 2 of them, increasing his wealth to 970 billion. However, at this moment, Fang Ping was depleting 10 million wealth points every minute. He was also depleting 600 million every hour. 600 million. In the past, Fang Ping would still be in a hurry. Now, Fang Ping was not in a hurry. When he encountered a team, he would kill a few rich ones and earn some extra money. 600 million was nothing. In a day, he would only spend the wealth brought by a middle-stage rank 7 divine weapon. At the same time, Fang Ping and the others were killing the catacombs martial artists in a swagger at the Imperial battleground. Commander Zhou hurried. With caution, he finally arrived at Imperial Sea Mountain safely. In reality, both parties were still in the agreement period. Imperial Sea Mountain was 1,000 miles away, guarded by a martial artist. Feng Jiuqing did not think of killing him in the catacombs. Imperial Sea Mountain, at the highest point of the mountain peak. Commander Zhou did not dare to go up. There were space-time rifts there. At a distance from Zhang Tao, Commander Zhou reported hurriedly. Zhang Tao listened for a while. His gaze was slightly strange. "You mean Jiang Chao?" "Yes, it's him." "Jiang Chao." Zhang Tao laughed suddenly. "Jiang Chao. How could it be? But that little fatty. Who did he say he was going to act with?" "Fang Ping." Having made up his mind, Zhang Tao smiled. "Got it. You go back first. I'll ask someone to inform Star Town and ask them to inform Warlord. I'll ask Senior Warlord to go to the Imperial battleground." Commander Zhou was surprised. He could not help but ask, "Minister, are they really going to break the agreement?" Although he came to inform them, he was worried that they would not follow the rules. However, asking Jueping to go there personally was still a bit of a fuss. What he wanted was for Zhang Tao to pay more attention or to prevent Warlord from starting a war on his own. Now, Zhang Tao took the initiative to ask Warlord to go there. Zhang Tao chuckled. "I'm afraid something big has happened. I just don't know how big it is. It's okay if some die, but please don't let all of them die. Otherwise, it'll be hard to negotiate." "Huh." Commander Zhou was confused again. Who was the minister talking about? Human martial artists? But if all human martial artists died, could the minister still laugh? Zhang Tao waved his hand and said no more. After waiting for Commander Zhou to leave in a daze, Zhang Tao laughed again. This was interesting. The rank 9 who was guarding the Imperial battleground had even sent people to the rank 7 area. This meant that they were going to break through the barrier and enter the rank 6 area. What the hell did those brats do? Could it be that they really killed a lot? Zhang Tao was looking forward to it. He had made a bet with King Huai before, although he was not the one who agreed to the bet. 128 Monster Plants court martial artists. If Fang Ping and the rest could really kill some of them, and some others died in other places, the Monster Plants court might lose more than half of its members this time. When that time came, humans would have 14 survivors, and they would win. How many did they actually kill? Chapter 578. Bastard! How dare you stop the people from the royal court? Fang Ping killed an upper stage rank 6 martial artists with 1 slash. He looked at the remaining 2 upper stage rank 6 martial artists and said arrogantly, "Get lost." Both of them were terrified. The next moment, they turned around and fled. The people from the monster plant's royal court did not kill them. How arrogant was this? However, both of them did not dare to say a word. Their strength was not as good as theirs. They could only resign themselves to fate. Fang Ping, on the other hand, curled his lips. Two poor bastards. They did not even have a divine weapon. Catacombs prodigies? Dynasty geniuses. Which genius did not have money? Just a divine weapon? These empires are too poor. Fang Ping looked unhappy. Jiang Chao was speechless. Divine weapons? Were they really treated like grass by you? Were they everywhere you plucked? Fang Ping calculated. It had not even been 2 days since he came in. How many divine weapons did he get? In addition to the previous ones, they had now obtained 62 divine weapons. Since when were divine weapons measured in dozens? Jiang Chao had no rights in this team. He did not speak. Wang Jinyang said calmly, "There is only one true king in the dynasties. These dynasties do not dare to hunt demons on their own. It's normal that they have few divine weapons." The people who came in were close to 400. The 2 catacombs human royal courts had close to 250 people. The other dynasties and sects had less than 150 people. The 2 royal courts had close to 150 divine weapons. The others had less than 50 divine weapons. Fang Ping had not killed many people. To be able to obtain 6 swords was already considered a lot. A total of 17 people were killed, Fang Ping said as he walked, including the ones from before. There should be more than 130, right? There should be. Both of them chatted casually. Li Hansong and Yao Chengjun pretended to be captives and did not speak. Jiang Chao was speechless. 1/3 of the catacombs martial artists who came in this time were killed. Catastrophe. The catastrophe of the catacombs. One had to know that in previous years, even at the end, the casualties were not so heavy. 1/3 of them were killed on the first day. No, on the second day. If they stayed for a month, would there be anyone left alive? As they were talking, Fang Ping's expression changed slightly. He looked into the distance and said, "Someone has broken through." In the distance, more than 5 kilometers away, the Celestial Bridge and Sanjiao Gate appeared in the void. Then, an illusory tree appeared in the air. After watching for a while, Fang Ping frowned and said, "This is the first time I've seen it. These guys." The process of breaking through is similar to ours. Although the path of martial arts is different and leads to the same goal, the path of cultivation is very similar. The difference between catacombs martial artists and human martial artists was not that great. The most obvious characteristic was that both sides' main cultivation energy was different. One was the energy from the catacombs, the other was vitality. Fang Ping suddenly thought of a question. He asked in a low voice, "If I was born in the catacombs, can I cultivate the path of energy?" He had never paid much attention to this question. This was because no pregnant woman in the human world would give birth in the catacombs. At least, he was not aware of it. Jiang Chao shook his head when he heard that and said, "That won't do. I know that it won't work. Don't be fooled by our resemblance. In reality, we are not of the same species. Our structures are different, although I feel that we are similar. However, we have records that someone has experimented on it. It didn't work. The result was still vitality force." Fang Ping nodded. After that, he did not ask any more. He looked into the distance, thought for a while, and said, "Let's go. Let's change our path." Everyone was a little surprised. Fang Ping's purpose was to hunt down and kill Feng Miexing. Now that someone had broken through, it was most likely Feng Miexing and his group. Why did they change their path? Fang Ping said as he walked, "Don't look at me." Actually, he's not our target. We're targeting him because he's rich. But let's slow down first. Let's kill some more people. When we're stronger, it won't be too late to kill them then. Fang Ping was actually planning to accumulate 1,000,000,000,000 wealth points first. He already had 980 billion now. After killing some more people, his wealth points would reach trillions. When the time came, the system would be upgraded. Regardless of whether there were new functions or not, once he reached trillions, he could use his wealth points freely. There was no need to save anymore. A storage space of 100 cubic meters was too small. Fang Ping felt that he needed to expand it. A few of them held their breath at the same time. The consumption was too high. They needed to stock up. If there were new functions, perhaps they could have more trump cards. Fang Ping felt that it was the same to level up first, and then go kill people. At most, it would just take 2 more days. What would 2 days do to Feng Miexing and his group? Could they achieve middle stage rank 7 in 2 days? After hearing Fang Ping's words, they did not say anything else. They changed the direction where someone had broken through earlier. Today, it was not just this place. Fang Ping and the rest encountered a few places where people had broken through. Some rank 6 martial artists had started to break through after entering for 2 days. Fang Ping only had contempt for these people. They could break through, but they had to suppress it and enter the rank 6 area. How afraid were they of death? If it were him, he would have broken through long ago. He heard that there were more good things in the rank 7 area. If they wanted to rob, they should go to the rank 7 area. As for the rank 6 area, there were not many good things. Fang Ping and the rest walked for a few hundred li. Other than the crazy monsters, they did not encounter anything valuable. The biggest value was the catacombs martial artists themselves. These people were the big fat sheep in Fang Ping's eyes. Fang Ping and the rest walked and killed. The crazy monsters were also killing. Some of the enemy forces in the restricted areas were also killing. Therefore, as they killed, everyone realized that the number of people had decreased. They did not encounter anyone for a long time. The king's battlefield was not small. The rank 6 area was also huge. It was comparable to the size of a few provinces. The terrain was still changing. At this moment, the people inside, including those old geniuses, were probably only 300 to 400. There were so many people, and many of them were in groups. It was even rarer to encounter them. However, everyone's direction was the same. They would eventually walk toward the inner area. The closer they were to the inner area, the more good things there were. Breakthroughs were often in the inner area. That night, Fang Ping and the rest ran for 100 li and encountered 2 more squads. In the end, they killed a lot of them and only got 2 divine weapons. Fang Ping was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Other than the divine weapons, there were some other gains. However, it was just enough to make up for their own consumption. As for Fang Ping, he changed his appearance again. He no longer pretended to be someone from the monster plant's royal court. Instead, he pretended to be someone from Dynasty. This was because Fang Ping realized when he pretended to be someone from the monster plant's royal court, some people ran away when they saw him. It was very depressing. Until dawn, Fang Ping's wealth had barely reached 990 billion. He was still short of the money for the last early-stage rank 7 divine weapon. This time, Fang Ping did not rest. He led the rest to continue searching for the target. At the same time, more than 100 li away from the entrance, Feng Miexing's gaze was gloomy. He glanced at the people in front of him. 3 rank 7 powerhouses, 9 mentality vitality fusion, more than 20 peak rank 6, and more than 20 upper stage martial artists. Are there only so many people? Prince Feng, everyone is here. a mentality vitality fusion powerhouse, reported immediately. This was already all the people from the Monster Plant's royal court in the rank 6 area. Not only the people from the Monster Plant's royal court, but the martial artists from the 3 dynasties and 2 major sects affiliated to the Monster Plant's royal court had also arrived, close to 60 people. As Feng Mieshing watched, he suddenly felt a little sad. When they came in a mighty manner. Now that they had gathered everyone, including a portion of the people that Uncle Wang had sent in, there were less than 60 people. Fortunately, there were still 3 commander-level powerhouses. These 3 people were prepared for Jiang Chao. Feng Mieshing's gaze was cold and fierce. Commander Bai Qing, the few of you, remember there is only one goal. When we encounter those people, we will join forces to kill Jiang Chao. The rest of you will surround and kill his companions. If we fail again this time, we won't have it easy. Yes, the 3 rank 7s responded immediately, with the 3 of them joining forces. Together with Feng Mieshing, they did not believe that they could not kill Jiang Chao. Moreover, the territory of command was also thinking of ways to break through the stronghold. When the time came, there would be more powerhouses. If the people from the territory of command were to break through the stronghold, they would have to go out from the inner periphery. If they went in from the outer periphery, they would meet those people sooner or later. Feng Mieshing exhaled softly. At this moment, Feng Mieshing suddenly turned his head. The 3 rank 7 martial artists also looked to his side quickly. Ji Yao, do you have to go against me? At this moment, a group of people appeared in the distance. The lady riding the tiger looked over and said coldly, Feng Mieshing, kill yourself. What a joke. Feng Mieshing said it was funny, but his expression was extremely ugly. This which did not go to the inner periphery to look for opportunities. Instead, she targeted them. How detestable. Ji Yao said coldly again. You're a disgrace to King Feng if you're still alive. You were defeated by the martial artist who resurrected you. Do you think you're worthy of coveting the king's position? Feng Mieshing's face was ashen. Without saying a word, he waved his hand and led everyone toward the inner periphery. As for the martial artists who resurrected, it was difficult to find them now. However, since they were here, they would go to the inner periphery sooner or later. After they left, the people from the Monster Life Royal Court did not leave. They followed behind. Beside Ji Yao, there were 2 people. One was a luxurious young man, and the other was a lady in full armor. At this moment, the armored lady said, Your Highness, aren't we going to make a move? There's no rush, Ji Yao said lightly. Follow them. They'll scout ahead. It's not too late to plan after some of them die. We still have to wait for the others to break through. There were 3 chieftains on Feng Mieshing's side. She only had 2 on her side, but they had more people. Moreover, there were a few who were in the process of breaking through. The Monster Life Royal Court did not lose any of their mentality vitality fusion. There were more people who could break through than Feng Mieshing and the rest. As she spoke, Ji Yao added, They've indeed suffered heavy casualties. Not many of the newcomers are still alive. After saying that, Ji Yao looked at the armored woman and said, Go and find the people from the affiliated dynasties and sections. Ask them to gather with me. If you encounter the 10,000 demon royal court and the demon clan that guards the royal court, invite them as well. Your Highness, the Guardian clan. This time, the Guardian clan is led by the descendant of the Phoenix King. Don't worry about them helping Feng Mieshing. The Guardian clan was the weakest of the 4 great royal courts. Not only was it weak, but it was also divided into 2 factions. One supported the Monster Life Royal Court, while the other supported the Monster Plant's Royal Court. Of course, the names of the 2 great royal courts were just what humans called them. They claimed otherwise. Moreover, the two great royal courts had a unified name a long time ago, the Monster Emperor God Dynasty. 1,000 years ago, the two great royal courts had some problems because of the name. In the end, they chose to use a different name. The Monster Life Royal Court called itself the Heavenly Fate Royal Court, while the Monster Plants Royal Court called themselves the Heavenly Plants Royal Court. As for the names of the two great royal courts, legend had it that they were actually the names of the two kings. Of course, legend was legend after all. The two kings had disappeared for a very, very long time. There were only some remnant records. As for what the two great royal courts were called, no one cared. Later generations had always called the two kings Tianming and Tianji. The armored lady said no more. She brought a few people to look for the others. There were still many people on Feng Yeshing's side, but this was all they had. As for Jiao's side, it was not all. Some old people had not gathered here yet. This was because the old people and newbies from the two great royal courts had gathered. They had also summoned the people from the subordinate dynasties and sections. In the end, there were more than 200 people gathered in those two places alone. There was also a group of people scattered in the inner area. Therefore, as Fang Ping and the others walked, Fang Ping suddenly felt a little tired in his heart. Mother asterisk cur. Didn't they say that this place is full of danger and there are catacombs, martial artists everywhere? We were told not to run around. If we run around, we'll be killed easily. But now, I'm flying around everywhere. Where are they? Fang Ping cursed and almost vomited blood. I'm already so arrogant. Other than some crazy demons, where are the others? Have all the people died in this huge king's battleground? Come out. Kill me. I'm just an upper stage warlord. Kill me. Fang Ping roared a few times. Beside him, Jiang Chao had been in a daze for a long time. Yes, what happened to the catacombs? In the end, Fang Ping wanted to find danger. He wanted to find people, yet he was so arrogant and despotic that no one came to kill them. There was no justice in this world. Give me another divine weapon. Fang Ping wanted to cry, but had no tears. Was it easy to snatch something? If he did not get another divine weapon, he would have to get two if he did not have enough. When Zhang Peng had taught him before, he had said that there were catacombs, martial artists everywhere. He had to be careful and avoid them. The key was, where were they? Fang Ping did not know. In the past, everyone had been scattered. How could there be so many people looking for opportunities together? Even if it was monster plants and monster lives, there would only be more than 10 people moving together at most. This year, because of him, Feng Miesheng had gathered everyone. Ji Yao wanted to annihilate Feng Miesheng and the rest, so she had gathered everyone too. After a while, there were not many people scattered in the rank 6 area. Fang Ping looked behind him, then at the increasingly chaotic energy flow in the sky. He gritted his teeth and said, "Let's go to the inner circle. Those people will go there sooner or later. Let's move faster. Let's see if we can meet some in front and kill a group of them." The next moment, a few of them were flying in the sky arrogantly. Jiang Chao was still cautious at first, but later this fatty laughed arrogantly and roared in an extremely savage manner. "I can do whatever I want in the king's battleground. I can fly 3,000 li in a day. Who will take my head?" It was so cool. Who would hide? The last time this pervert went back, he actually mocked him, saying that if he went to the king's battleground, if he did not want to die, he should conceal his identity and find a place to hide for a month before coming out. Pervert, pervert. Have you ever thought that I am now doing whatever I want in the king's battleground, flying in the sky, arrogantly shouting for people to kill me? Hiding. What a joke. I have 4 big protectors by my side. For big perverts. Do I still need to hide? Ha ha ha. Jiang Chao laughed wildly. Fong Ping and the rest looked at each other. Was this damn fatty too full of himself? While they were arrogant and full of themselves, Fong Ping and the rest flew hundreds of li in the sky. Finally, they attracted a team of 5 people. 2 mentality-vitality fusion. A team like this was not considered weak here. However, when they encountered Fong Ping and the rest, Fong Ping went up and crushed a small town. Old Yao's mentality deterrence and last hit, Wang Jinyong and Li Hansong unleashed a big outburst. Not long after, this team followed in the footsteps of their predecessors. This time, Fong Ping was also wild with joy. He got a divine weapon. 2 mentality-vitality fusion. Both had a divine weapon. Together with some miscellaneous items on him, Fong Ping distributed them on the spot. Then he began to wait. Not long after, the system data began to change. 1 trillion. Ha ha. At this moment, Fong Ping laughed maniacally. 1 trillion. On the second day of entering the Land of Kings, in less than 48 hours, he had earned close to 500 billion in wealth. When the interface turned pitch black and disappeared, Fong Ping heaved a sigh of relief. It was time to upgrade. At this time, the arrogant Fong Ping landed on the ground in a low-key manner. He used the Paragon's feces to enter a monster's encirclement, dug a hole, and buried them. Jiang Chao was dumbfounded. He had not had enough fun yet. Why did he stop? Fong Ping was too lazy to explain. During the system upgrade, his wealth could not be used. This was also a shortcoming. Of course, outsiders did not know. At this time, because his wealth could not be used, he could not recover quickly. Although his combat strength was not weak, he might not be able to exhaust a low-stage rank 7 to death. The other party should exhaust him to death. Based on this, of course, Fong Ping would not act recklessly. He did not know how long the system upgrade would take this time. However, he would hide for 2 days first. When it was time to lie low, Fong Ping could also lie low. Without Fong Ping and the others, the king's battleground became less lively. Feng Mieshing and the rest were still rushing toward the inner encirclement. Ji Yao and the rest were tailing them. 2 huge teams moved together. Even the threat of the demons did not exist. At the same time, rank 7 area, a young man with an elegant demeanor and a gentle smile, with a long sword at his waist, was indescribably charming and elegant. The young man caressed the face of the woman in front of him gently, as if he was treating a lover. He said gently, "Lanju, tell Brother Hao, which one do you choose?" The woman who was being caressed by him turned pale. She screamed, "I don't choose. Kill me, kill me." "Lanju, you're not pretty anymore." The young man's expression was gentle. He continued caressing her face, smiling. "Tell me, which one do you choose? If you don't choose, I'll choose for you. Jiang Hao." The woman's face was pale. Her eyes were filled with fear. She said hurriedly, "Kill me, kill me. I'll tell you a secret." "A secret? Hee, I hate secrets the most." Jiang Hao licked his lips lightly. With a gentle expression, he said, "Let me choose for you." "Choose 3. The woman's expression changed drastically. She said quickly, "Feng Qing Mu Dao Yu," and the rest have already gone to the border wall. They want to break through the outer boundary barrier and kill your brother, Jiang Chao. Now that they have reached the border wall, they might have already gone to the outer boundary. "Jiang Hao, if you don't go, your brother will definitely die." Jiang Hao's expression did not change. He said with a light smile, "They want to kill my brother? The outer boundary is so big. They can just find a place to hide. Your brother did not hide." The woman screamed. Not only did he not hide, he even killed hundreds of people from the Monster Plant Monarch Court. The divine generals of the 9 cities are furious. They ordered us to break through the barrier and kill Jiang Chao. This time, Jiang Hao was stunned. Even the name was reported. That meant that Fatty had really been discovered. Most importantly, that Fatty had killed hundreds of people from the Monster Plant Monarch Court. Did this woman have to lie to him like this? Did she think that he would believe her? All right, killing hundreds of people was probably fake. But it was probably true that the Fatty had been discovered. Jiang Hao shook his head lightly. A hint of helplessness appeared on his handsome face. I told you to find a place to hide for a month. Why are you so stupid? To think that you could be discovered. To think that Grandpa even said that he could safely survive after entering the battlefield of the Monster Plant Monarch Court. Stupid Fatty, Jiang Hao sneered. He did not say anything more. He reached out and drew his sword. With a swing, the long sword returned to its scabbard. In front of him, Lan Zhu's eyes revealed a smile of relief. His skull was pierced through, and his life force quickly dissipated. Jiang Hao looked into the distance and chuckled. He won't really be hunted to death, will he? It's not easy to find a weak spot in the boundary wall. Oh well, good luck. If I can save him, I will. If I can't, I can only avenge you. Jiang Hao stepped into the air and left. Before he left, he smiled faintly. Don't follow me, or else I'll kill you. After he left, a figure appeared in the void. Yang Qing glanced at the corpses on the ground, then looked in the direction that Jiang Hao had left. His eyes revealed a hint of confusion. Grandpa, should I go? At this moment, Yang Qing was no longer as high-spirited and arrogant as he used to be. His father had died early, his ancestor had fallen, his grandfather had died in battle, and his second grandfather had been killed. There were also a few uncles who had died in the boundary zone. Now, in the huge Yang family, he was the only high-ranked. Should I go? Yang Qing mumbled to himself. Could he go? The elders who were on good terms with the Yang family had told him not to think about revenge. Yang He and Yang Feng were killed because they had committed a taboo, a huge taboo. Attacking Fang Ping in the youth tournament was a slap in the face to the Pluto King and King Wu. MCMAU was under the jurisdiction of King Wu. The top elite school was actually also King Wu's trump card. Yang He had attacked Fang Ping. If he did not die, then so be it. If he died on the spot, then there was nothing to say. Revenge. Yang Qing was a rank 7. How could he take revenge? There were families in Suppressing Star City that were on good terms with the Yang family. Some were even relatives. However, this matter involved 2 powerhouses at the pinnacle, and it might even involve suppressing Heavenly King. Who would take such a risk for the Yang family's matter? There was no hope for revenge. The family was declining. These days, Yang Qing was at a loss and very lonely. In the past, he did not need to consider anything at all. It was enough as long as he improved his strength. Now, he had too much to consider. There were still many people in the Yang family. He was also the current head of the Yang family. In the past, he could wander around without any worries. Now, he had to be cautious with every step. Grandpa, what should I do? This is the only chance to kill him. Now that the rank 6 region is in turmoil, the restricted area martial artists and people like Jiang Hao are all preparing to go. Where should I go? The King Battleground is not controlled by the Pinnacle. If I kill him here, no one will know that I did it. Even if someone guessed that it was me without evidence, they can't do anything to me. But at this moment, Yang Qing was in a dilemma. After an unknown amount of time, Yang Qing's eyes were blood red, like an injured beast. He said in a low, mournful voice, "But he killed Cousin Feng, his teacher, killed second grandpa. He did it on purpose. He wanted to kill them on purpose. The elder ancestor has fallen. You, grandpa, are also dead. He bullied the Yang family, and no one can take revenge. He relied on his great talent and the Pinnacle to think highly of him. Unscrupulously, he schemed against second Grandpa and the others. Grandpa, did you hear that? After this, he will enter rank 7. Qing heir can no longer take revenge. Grandpa, at this moment, Yang Qing's eyes showed despair. If he did not kill him this time, there would be no more chances. Fang Ping. Yang Qing growled in a low voice. In the next moment, his figure moved, flying toward the boundary wall. The restricted area rank 7 had entered. Next, the rank 6 region would definitely erupt into a chaotic battle. If he took the opportunity to kill Fang Ping and return to the rank 7 region, who would know that he was the one who did it? Moreover, he did not believe some of the things that the Martial King said. The Martial King had sent someone to tell him that the elder ancestors' remains were not obtained by Fang Ping. However, Fang Ping was a member of the Martial King's bloodline. Could it be that the Martial King did not have it just because he said so? Even if the elder ancestors' remains are not with Fang Ping, I still have to kill him. An eye for an eye. Fang Ping killed his family. The Yang family's only rank. 8 golden body died because of him. If he did not take revenge, how could he be at ease? Chapter 5, 79. Rank 6 domain. The forest from before had long disappeared. At this moment, Fang Ping and the others had revealed themselves. Li Hansong and the others were extremely vigilant as they patrolled the surroundings. Jiang Chao, on the other hand, kept his eyes on Fang Ping. Once he was done, he would take a few bites of the energy fruit. After some time, Jiang Chao could not help but ask, Fang Ping, are you hurt? This fellow isn't injured. Now, however, Fang Ping had been sitting there for an entire day without moving. His eyes were staring at the sky. What was he looking at? Fang Ping, who had been silent all this while, replied with a straight face, I'm observing the Tao. Observe the Tao. Observe the Tao of origin. Fang Ping said in a low voice, in the sky, above the energy flow, is where the chaos origin path of the imperial battleground is located. Through the phenomenon to see the essence, I am currently observing the Tao of origin here. No matter how chaotic the origin path was, it was still the martial Tao's origin path. Heavenly kings subduing had taken the second path, and there were tens of thousands of paths to the origin Tao here. Back then, the number of martial artists who walked their own Tao paths that died was equivalent to the number of origin Taos in this place. In the end, all the Taos merged into one, forming the chaotic origin Taos. As he said that, Fang Ping mumbled, I'm thinking the Tao of 10,000 Taos becoming one. Is it Instructor Li's Tao? Or is it the Tao of chaos here? Teacher Li's path of martial arts had severed all other paths. There was only one path. As for this chaos essence Tao, isn't it another Tao? It isn't a hybrid, but a new Tao. How complicated. Jiang Chao was dumbfounded when he heard that. He said with a headache, it's too profound. I don't really understand. Fang Ping, you're only a rank 6, and you've already started researching this? Middle-ranked martial artists should not worry about how to walk the path of martial arts. Middle-ranked martial artists just had to cultivate step by step. Even if he had reached the 7th or 8th rank, there was no need to be too concerned. Only a rank 9 was truly involved in these matters. Of course, peak rank 8 martial artists had also begun to explore, but they were still far from Fang Ping. Fang Ping had nothing better to do, so he sat here for an entire day just to study this. Also, you can see through the chaotic energy layer. In the king battlefield, the closest layer between the sky and the ground was a chaotic flow of energy. Above the flow of energy was the chaotic and incomparably powerful origin path. Beyond that, no one had ever been there before. Perhaps it was the world barrier of the outside world. The king battlefield was like an upside-down bowl. The boundary wall sealed off the king battlefield. As for whether there was something else between the world wall and the chaos origin road, no one knew. All the cultivators who had recklessly barged into the region where the chaos origin road was located had died. Even at the peak, there was no need to challenge it. As soon as one entered, one would be attacked by the Daos of Essence. Fong Ping glanced at him and said casually, "Is rank 8 very far away from me?" The moment these words came out, Jiang Chao wanted to say something, but hesitated. He was speechless. Was rank 8 far from Fong Ping? It didn't seem too far away. Most importantly, we're in the king battlefield. You're doing nothing but observing the Tao here. Are you bored? If he really had nothing to do, he could kill a few people and steal some stuff. Fong Ping did not explain. He continued to stare at the sky. Observing the Tao was pure nonsense. But if he were to just sit here, he had to find something to do, a reason to do so. As for whether the others believed him or not, that was not within Fong Ping's consideration. However, this time, the upgrade was really slow. The last time the upgrade took an entire day. This time, Fong Ping guessed that it might take 2 days. It was already the night of the 6th now. He had been sitting here since the night of the 5th. "I'm afraid I'll have to sit here until tomorrow." Fong Ping followed the chaotic energy flow and looked toward the direction where it was even more chaotic. That was the inner area. Everyone else should have gone to the inner area now, right? There were not many good things in the outer area. Or perhaps it had been swept clean a long time ago. Even if the terrain had changed, as far as Fong Ping knew, places with really good things would rarely appear in the outer area. To put it bluntly, places sealed by powerhouses might have interfered with the changes in the terrain. The stronger the powerhouse sealed the area, the more stable the terrain was. Some places would not even change at all. Like the rank 9 area, some of the palaces had always been there. There was no other reason. The force that changed the terrain here could not affect those areas. If some areas did not change, it meant that the powerhouses had made their graves for themselves. There would definitely be good things there. I wonder what new functions will appear after the system upgrade this time. A big move that can unleash a pinnacle strike, or an invisibility spell, or something like the 72 transformations, making me small so I can crawl into other people's stomachs and kill people. Fong Ping's imagination ran wild. Of course, he knew that these were all just his imagination. According to the system's nature, it was almost impossible for it to give him these. The current Fong Ping had some understanding of this. What the system gave him seemed to be related to martial arts cultivation. Hiding one's aura and disguising are all forms of protection for martial artists. The conversion of celestiality is to give me more powerful attack power. Storage space is probably a necessity for powerhouses. What the hell is the system? The improvement of mentality and vitality force is essentially to make me stronger. Or, in other words, all the functions are to make me stronger. No, the system is just a name I gave myself. This thing is actually just a few lines of data. Fong Ping shook his head and stopped thinking about it. No matter what, if there were new functions, it was more likely to make him stronger. The current him, what kind of functions could be added to make him stronger? Just like that, Fong Ping sat in this area for 2 days and 2 nights. In these 2 days and 2 nights, he did not see any outsiders. This area seemed to have become a no man's land. Even the group of monsters that surrounded them before had disappeared. Perhaps they had gone in search of prey. On the night of the 7th, Fong Ping's expression changed. It was done. What did I add? Fong Ping could not wait any longer. He started checking hurriedly. Wealth, 100 million points. Conversion, vitality, 9,620 calories. 9,633 calories. Mentality, 1,400 hertz, 1,469 hertz. Destructive force. Bones honed, 177 bones, 100%, 29 bones, 90%, storage space, 100 cubic meters plus, energy shield, 1 point/minute plus, or a simulation, 10 points/minute plus. What the hell? Fong Ping was dumbfounded. What was going on? 1 trillion wealth points had become 100 million. What did this mean? 10,000 wealth points had become 1 point. Was this a conversion of new data? All right, Fong Ping was not too concerned about this, because the consumption of these functions of the energy shield had also changed accordingly. There were no changes. The only thing Fong Ping knew was that the system was probably going to deduct from him. In the future, if he earned less than 10,000, would it not calculate the accounts? But it did not matter. Was anything less than 10,000 considered money? That's not right either. Fong Ping suddenly had a bad feeling. In the past, to increase mentality and vitality, 1,000 wealth points were enough. Looking at the current situation, at least 1 point would be the starting point. That was the previous 10,000. Could it be that recovery now would increase the consumption of wealth points? The corner of Fong Ping's mouth twitched. The system would not be so fraudulent, would it? Seeing that he was rich, it would raise the price. After trying it out, Fong Ping frowned slightly. He did not know if the upgrade this time was good or bad. The increase in vitality did not change. 1 point of wealth could recover 10 calories. But the increase in mentality, 1 point was actually only 1 hertz. Why is that? Fong Ping's head hurt. After a while, he seemed to have thought of something. He frowned and fell into deep thought. Could it be that the system could not make ends meet because the number of times he self-destructed mentality had increased? Previously, when his mentality was heavily damaged, the consumption increased greatly. It was 100 times more than usual. This meant that the difficulty of recovering mentality had increased. Now, the normal recovery was 10 times higher than before. Could it be that it was affected by the previous incident? Fong Ping thought about this and did not continue thinking about it. He looked at the new row of numbers again. Destructive energy. What's this? Still a question mark. What's going on now? This time, other than the change in the conversion of the data, the only thing that was new was this destructive energy. However, Fong Ping had no idea what this thing was for. His head hurt. He was in a dilemma. Beside him, Jiang Chao, who was about to doze off, saw Fong Ping's chameleon behavior. He yawned and said, "What's wrong? Did you gain something from the observation?" "No, cough, cough, of course." Fong Ping gave a perfunctory reply, his brows still tightly knitted. Should he try it out? Sometimes, in situations where he did not understand, it was not good to experiment blindly. This was the battlefield of kings. It would not be good if something went wrong with the experiment. Destructive energy, Fong Ping muttered to himself. What was this thing exactly? Alas, just as he finished speaking, Jiang Chao looked at him in surprise and said, "You don't tell me you've recovered your memory?" What? Fong Ping was even more surprised than him. What did he mean? The power of destruction. Jiang Chao asked, "You were talking about this just now, right?" Fong Ping's eyes lit up. He nodded and said, "That's right." "Why? You know about destructive energy?" "I've heard people mention it a few times." Jiang Chao said, chuckling, and said, "Actually, it's imperishable matter. Destructive energy is an ancient name. In the past, I think the old ancestor mentioned this once. Imperishable matter is actually a modern name. The reason why it's called that is because the cultivation environment of modern martial artists is worse than in the past. It's harder than before. Everyone uses imperishable matter as a restorative energy. That's why it's called imperishable matter. In fact, the old ancestors said that a long time ago, imperishable matter was used as an offensive energy. You also know that when rank 8 golden body powerhouses attack, imperishable matter is integrated into their attacks. Their attack power is actually stronger. This kind of power is called destructive energy. It's a sublimation of power. After integrating vitality force and mentality force, it becomes celestiality. Destructive energy can be regarded as imperishable matter. It can also be regarded as a sublimation power that is formed after imperishable matter is integrated with other forces. Having said that, Jiang Chao asked curiously, "Have you regained your memory?" While he was speaking, the others also walked over one after another. Li Hansong said somewhat excitedly, "Fang Ping, you have regained your memory?" Fang Ping's gaze kept changing. Jiang Chao said with a serious expression, "Otherwise, you probably don't know this ancient name. Even the people in Star Town don't use this ancient name now, because as the difficulty of modern martial artist cultivation increases, everyone no longer treats this kind of power as an offensive energy." Fang Ping said suddenly, "Wait, you said that the difficulty of modern martial artist cultivation increases. That can't be right. According to what I know, modern martial artist cultivation should be easier. Of course, I've guessed before whether ancient martial artists have mentality cultivation methods, but I can't tell yet. How can you be sure that modern martial artist cultivation is harder?" Jiang Chao shrugged. "How would I know? My old ancestors said it. But if you say that, it means that you haven't regained your memory. Then how do you know about destructive energy? Why do you care how I know?" Fang Ping could not be bothered with him and fell into deep thought. Was the power of destruction an indestructible substance? In Fang Ping's original impression, he had always equated imperishable substance and life essence. To him, this was a kind of restorative substance and energy, but now Jiang Chao said that this was an offensive energy. Thinking about it carefully, it did not seem wrong. When rank 8 golden body martial artists fought with the enemy and integrated imperishable substance, they could indeed make themselves stronger. Of course, not many people would do that. The cultivation of imperishable substance was very difficult, and recovery was also very difficult. Most rank 8 and even rank 9 martial artists actually used this as a restorative energy. Fighting would consume a lot of energy. If it was really used up, even rank 8 martial artists could die very easily. Rank 8 powerhouses were strong in their golden bodies, strong in this kind of immortal energy. Life essence, for example, could be used to restore vitality, but how many people would do that? Life essence could even be used like an energy stone to detonate, but how many people would do that? Life essence, in everyone's eyes, was used for healing and to save lives. It's even harder for modern martial artists to cultivate. The immortal substance that was used for battle in the past has now become a substance that everyone uses for healing, turning a powerful offensive power into a healing substance. Is this considered a regression in martial arts cultivation? No, this only means that for ancient martial artists, the cultivation of imperishable substance is not too difficult. It can even be used as vitality cultivation. Is that so? If imperishable substance was difficult to produce, then ancient martial artists would not use it as an offensive energy. The only thing that could explain the difference between ancient and modern was that ancient martial artists' imperishable substance recovered very quickly. Thinking of this, Fang Ping suddenly asked, "Fatty, do you know how to cultivate imperishable substance?" Jiang Chao nodded. "Of course I know. The cultivation of imperishable substance is actually still related to mentality and vitality. Mentality and vitality are the foundation of all energy, the foundation of a martial artist's strength. This is a martial artist's powerful origin. As for celestiality and imperishable substance, they are all supplementary products. Everything else is built on these two foundations, and it is a new kind of energy that is sublimated. Now, the imperishable substance cultivated by rank 8 powerhouses follows the same principle. When the golden body is successfully forged, if you want to strengthen it, then you must constantly use mentality-vitality fusion to cleanse your golden body. In this process, a wisp of imperishable substance will be born, Fong Ping said in a low voice. Ancient martial artists must have a mentality cultivation method. Why? Before the fatty could finish, Fong Ping said impatiently, "Are you really stupid or just pretending to be? If not, who would use imperishable substance for combat?" The reason why ancient martial artists use it as a destructive force without scruples only proves one thing: they can cultivate it quickly. And without mentality cultivation methods, how can they recover quickly? No, Fong Ping said suddenly, maybe it's not a mentality cultivation method, but a mentality-vitality cultivation method. At this moment, Fong Ping was incomparably clear-headed. His eyes were bright, as he said, ancient martial artists may not cultivate one force at all, but all at the same time. They cultivate mentality-vitality together, unlike us who only cultivate vitality. As he said that, Fong Ping stood up and murmured, 10,000 unification, 10,000 unification. Does Instructor Li have imperishable substance? No, he doesn't. He only wanted to cultivate vitality in the past. He wanted to cultivate vitality according to his old habits and cultivation methods because everyone was cultivating vitality. They did not even cultivate mentality. But what about him? Is he only missing a cultivation method, an ancient martial artist's cultivation method? If he had that cultivation method, could he cultivate imperishable substance? Maybe his 10,000 unification is the way of cultivation for ancient martial artists. 10,000 unification, vitality fades. If he could continuously cultivate imperishable substance, would his vitality still be fading? If he could produce imperishable substance all the time, when he attacked, would he consume imperishable substance or vitality? Maybe we were wrong from the beginning. The reason why he consumed a large amount of vitality was because he did not have that kind of cultivation method. He could not produce imperishable substance and thus consume vitality. Although Fong Ping's explanation was very complicated, everyone still understood. Wang Jinyang said in a low voice, "You're saying that 10,000 unification is actually not a dead end. Maybe there are ancient martial artists who are also cultivating. No, there must be, and there are many of them. Otherwise, there wouldn't be only a few words left." Fong Ping said seriously, "The ancient martial era has already been cut off from us. Logically speaking, these traces should not be left at all." However, the saying of 10,000 unification can still be seen in the ancient books. What does this mean? It means that perhaps in that era, this was not a dead-end cultivation method at all. If it was, is it normal that the common cultivation method of ancient martial artists was not left behind? But this, just like now, if martial arts are cut off, do you think the methods of honing will be passed down, or some special combat techniques will be passed down? Those that can be passed down must be those common cultivation methods. As soon as these words were said, everyone fell into deep thought. Jiang Chao pinched his chubby cheeks and could not help but say, "According to what you're saying, perhaps 10,000 unification is the most common cultivation method among ancient martial artists. The possibility is very high." Fong Ping said, "Of course it might not be so, because 10,000 unification requires a golden body first, and then mentality materialization. However, without mentality materialization, How can one guide the forging of a golden body? Wang Jinyang pondered and said, It's hard to say. Maybe the ancient martial arts cultivation method is different from now? You said that if mentality-vitality fusion is cultivated together, why won't the golden body and mentality appear at the same time? Of course, this is all speculation. Currently, there is no evidence to prove all of this. As Wang Jinyang said that, he suddenly said, Why did you bring this up out of nowhere? Fang Ping thought for a while. Suddenly, a faint golden glow appeared in his hand. This time, Li Hansong was completely stunned. After the daze, he was overjoyed and said excitedly, Fang Ping, you've awakened. As expected, as expected. You said that the stronger the ability, the slower the awakening. Beside him, old Wang said with a dark expression. He also said that what he awakened was not imperishable substance, but a higher level of strength. Mother asterisk Kerr, why didn't you say that? Just talk about the first part. Fang Ping did not utter a word. Li Hansong immediately helped to explain. He's only rank 6. Maybe the awakened strength is not strong enough. When he reaches rank 7 or 8, maybe he can awaken a higher level of strength. Oh, right, I forgot. He could use celestiality before. I realized that as Fang Ping's ability increases, his control over the awakening of strength is also improving. First, his mentality and vitality force recovered quickly. Then, it was celestiality, and now the imperishable substance. When he reaches a higher rank, maybe he can awaken a higher level of strength. Maybe when he reaches rank 7, he can recover his origin strength. Doesn't rank 9 cultivate the origin? I think Fang Ping will be able to awaken the origin strength by then. Li Hansong was extraordinarily clear-headed at this time. His words were clear and logical, covering up the loopholes in Fang Ping's deceptive words earlier. When he said that, old Wang was at a loss. Was that so? It seemed so. As Fang Ping's ability increased, the strength he mastered became more and more advanced. First, it was the basic mentality and vitality force, followed by the celestiality that only rank 7 could master. And now it was the imperishable substance, which was also the destructive power. What next? Would it be the origin strength next? Fang Ping was really awakening continuously. He was more like a resurrected martial artist than them, because old Wang realized that their awakening ability had been the same from the beginning. Only Fang Ping was like a powerhouse who was awakening continuously. Is it because he was stronger in his past life? Or is it because he is the only one who has awakened completely while we are only part of it? At this moment, Wang Jinyang could not help but have this thought. At this moment, Wang Jinyang's gaze was extremely complicated. Have you recovered your memories? People like us might not be able to recover our memories because there are very few awakening abilities. Maybe we died completely, leaving behind only the strongest abilities from our past lives. What about Fang Ping? Fang Ping might not be the kind of person who died completely in his past life. He still has all his things and abilities, and he will be resurrected once again. Old Wang did not say a word, his expression extremely complicated. Li Hansong was extremely excited. Fang Ping might be the first among them to completely resurrect. Could everything in his past life be solved? Yao Chengjuan's expression kept changing. Was Celestial Emperor really him? Beside him, Jiang Chao looked around, feeling a little depressed. These fellows weren't normal. At this moment, Li Hansong seemed to have realized something and suddenly exclaimed, Fang Ping is really more powerful than us. He can actively control the imperishable substance. Old Wang, it's not passive. As soon as he said this, Wang Jinyang suddenly sighed. I realized. One passive, one active. Actually, it had already explained a lot. The biggest point proved that Fang Ping's control of power in his past life should be stronger than theirs. Even if he was resurrected, he could still completely control his own power. Celestial Emperor, at this moment, this thought arose in their minds. As for Fang Ping, he was shocked. He was not shocked by the imperishable substance, but by Ironhead's ability to say it. I haven't even said anything. You've already filled in the blanks that I haven't thought of, that I don't know how to say. Don't stop me. This time, I must give Ironhead an award. He tried to bluff Old Wong and the rest, but now it was almost impossible to bluff them. However, once Ironhead said these words, let's see, would Old Wong want to kneel before him and worship the Emperor? Fang Ping looked like he was crying and laughing at the same time. Really, other than some nonsense in the beginning, I didn't say anything else after that. Chapter 580. Fang Ping patted Ironhead. This time, he was really speechless. Ironhead, you might kill me in the future. But remember, you'll probably be killed by Old Wong and the rest first. So, if you're killed, they'll probably be appeased. In other words, when you're exposed one day, they'll kill you, and everything will be fine. Li Hansong grinned, smiling happily. He did not think too much about it. He was just excited. Fang Ping was resurrected again. At this moment, Li Hansong did not have any doubts. He did not have any unnecessary thoughts. Everything he knew was either told by Fang Ping or experienced personally. How could it be fake? Fang Ping did not care about the two idiots anymore. Instead, he looked away deep in thought. The destructive force was a bunch of question marks. This meant that he did not have the foundation to create the imperishable substance. Was that so? Was it because the golden body was incomplete? The creation of the imperishable substance should be related to the golden body. Furthermore, the power of destruction was singled out. Did this mean that the power of destruction was a power that was different from mental strength and vital energy? As for celestiality, celestiality was not listed separately. Did this mean that celestiality was just a transitional power? The more Fang Ping thought about it, the more he felt that it contained too many things. Nowadays, rank 7 and 8 powerhouses were using celestiality, including rank 9 powerhouses. Rank 9 powerhouses could actually use the power of origin. However, not every rank 9 had this kind of power. Moreover, rank 9 martial artists valued their own origin very much. Usually, they would not reveal it. What is the cultivation path of ancient martial artists? The essence of cultivation for ancient and modern martial artists should be the same. However, the final path might be different. Maybe when ancient martial artists reach rank 8, they don't use celestiality anymore, because the destructive force is stronger. Also, what about materialized objects? If they reach that level and don't use celestiality anymore, will the materialized objects be another way of fighting? Countless thoughts rose in Fang Ping's mind. This change in name and the different use of power made him think too much. Of course, more importantly, that bit of imperishable substance had actually consumed 1,000 points of his wealth. Was this a joke? This was too expensive. The current 1,000 points were equivalent to 10 million in the past. 10 million in exchange for this little bit of imperishable substance. Fang Ping guessed that since the imperishable substance was an offensive energy, it should also have a unit of measurement. But now, he didn't seem to have heard of it. He didn't know if it was because people didn't use it much, but modern martial artists didn't care much about it. The little bit he had just condensed was equivalent to the imperishable substance produced by a rank 8 martial artist after cultivating for a long time. Fang Ping could not bear to waste it. He integrated the imperishable substance into his flesh. His flesh became slightly stronger. However, to Fang Ping, his current physique was already extremely strong. Now that he could actually feel his strength, it was terrifying. It was no wonder that the imperishable substance could strengthen the golden body. No, its essence is offensive power. At this moment, Fang Ping suddenly realized the imperishable substance was not used for healing, nor was it used to strengthen the golden body. It was used for attacking, and it was called the power of destruction. Suddenly, Fang Ping gritted his teeth and decided to give it a try. The next moment, a golden glow condensed in Fang Ping's hand. Boom! Fang Ping threw a punch, and the ground cracked. So powerful! Fang Ping's face was full of shock. The others were also dumbfounded. A huge crater appeared on the ground. This was even more powerful than the explosive force of celestiality. Seeing that, Wang Jinyang asked hurriedly, "Is the burden on the body a lot?" "Yes," Fang Ping answered. Then he said joyfully, "It doesn't matter if it's a lot or not. I feel that using the imperishable substance to fight seems to be increasing the strength of my flesh as I fight. Interesting, really interesting. If I use celestiality to fight, it will only hurt me and not help me. If I use the imperishable substance to fight, I can reforge myself in the midst of destruction and be reborn in the midst of destruction. The power of destruction," Fang Ping murmured. "So that was it, that was it." Fang Ping suddenly put on a straight face and said, "The power of destruction has healing effects. In my opinion, it's not really for martial artists to heal their wounds, but to make martial artists fight continuously. This is actually a kind of power that was born specifically for fighting. As for the origin power cultivated by rank 9 martial artists, I guess maybe the origin power is not used for fighting. Origin power. Maybe the origin is a kind of realization, an analysis of the path. When martial artists fight, they actually use the power of destruction. This won't do. I have to ask when I get back whether the combat power unleashed by the power of destruction is stronger or the destructive power unleashed by the origin power is stronger. I'm also confused now. I keep feeling that the martial arts path that the people of today and the people of the past might be very different. Everyone seemed to be deep in thought. Jiang Chao, however, said with a blank look, "Guys, that this is the battlefield of kings. Although it's very impressive that you can use the imperishable substance, that shouldn't we get back to the main topic?" He was speechless. "Are you guys starting to discuss the difference between modern and ancient martial arts?" If the people in front of him were at the pinnacle, he thought that it would not be a problem. But you guys are only rank 6. Could it be that the future big shots are different from the others, starting to analyze the path after reaching the pinnacle when they are still weak? Jiang Chao did not know whether to be happy or sad. He was happy that the big shots were big shots, even if they were in the future. The sad thing is that you can't talk anymore. I think I'm going to collapse soon. Fang Ping ignored him, but he still said to the others, "We don't need to stay here anymore. Come, let's go to the inner circle. I need to fight. Keep fighting." At this moment, Fang Ping's fighting spirit was at its peak. Martial artists were born to fight. Destructive force was also the kind that would sublimate in battle. Every time he fought, he could increase his body's strength, making him stronger as he fought. When rank 8 martial artists cultivate to rank 9, some people improve very quickly, while others improve very slowly. Maybe it has something to do with the intensity of the battle. The more a martial artist dares to risk his life, the faster he improves. Old Wu dares to fight. Every time he fights, he exhausts his imperishable substance, so he gets stronger the more he fights. Of course, if he does not have life essence to replenish himself, he might encounter a huge problem. However, if he has a mentality cultivation method, he can produce imperishable substance continuously, then this problem will not exist. Rank. 8 martial artists have a flaw. The imperishable substance is consumed quickly and recovered slowly. This is the only flaw. Human martial artists all have this flaw, including the catacombs martial artists. Ancient martial artists are not like this. What happened back then that caused such an important cultivation method to be lost? Fong Ping was now very sure that there was definitely a mentality cultivation method back then. This was the difference between the current martial artists and ancient martial artists. With the mental energy cultivation method, everything would be different. There would be more high-ranked martial artists, and high-ranked martial artists' battles would be more unrestrained, more violent, and longer. When that time came, everyone would really dare to fight, and everyone would definitely fight. Where are the lost cultivation methods? Do they exist in the bounded domain? Do they exist in the king's battleground? This time, Fong Ping really had a great interest in these ancient ruins. He was not like before, only concerned about wealth. Maybe he was really wrong. Wealth was not the foundation. The foundation was still those ancient cultivation methods. Maybe it's not that no one has discovered it. Someone has discovered this important flaw. The paragons and grandmasters have been studying it since a long time ago. LV Jun is also one of them. When they know that human cultivation methods have a huge flaw, they might be willing to do anything in order to obtain the cultivation methods. LV Jun might have really gone to the bounded domain. Could it be that the Yang family's old ancestor went to the bounded domain for this too? If so, could it be that even the paragons don't have such a cultivation method? There shouldn't be. If there is, why didn't they pass it down? Fong Ping felt that he could not think about it anymore. The more he thought about it, the more puzzled he became. Sooner or later, I will know everything. Go. Fong Ping did not think about it anymore. With a loud shout, he took the flight step and went straight to the inner area. This time, he wanted to sublimate in battle. Maybe his opportunity to break through rank 7 was in battle. Rank 6 inner area. Feng Miexing's expression was gloomy. He looked at Ji Yao and the rest who were not far away and shouted angrily, "We discovered this place first. Ji Yao, don't go too far." "Childish," Ji Yao said lightly, "get lost. This place belongs to me now." At this moment, there was a majestic and magnificent ancient building in front of them. In the king's battleground, ancient buildings meant opportunities, and opportunities. Breakthroughs were usually completed in such ancient buildings. The more intact the building was, the greater the opportunity and the more benefits. Feng Miexing brought people to look for Fong Ping and the rest. In the end, after searching for 2 days, they did not find Fong Ping and the rest. However, their luck was not bad. They found other resurrected martial artists here. And these resurrected martial artists actually found a relatively well-preserved ancient building, who knew that just as they arrived, Ji Yao and the rest also arrived. This time, Feng Miexing almost vomited blood. His current mentality had not reached the stage of materialization. The gap was not small. Perhaps this time, he could break through to commander level. However, now that Ji Yao and the rest were here, how could he enter? The key was not just this. This ancient building had a seal. If there was a seal, then it had to be opened. In the king's battleground, there were 3 types of seals. The first type, catacombs martial artists could enter. The second type, human martial artists could enter. The third type, whoever entered would die. Not every powerhouse would want to be skinned alive after their death. This place could only be entered by resurrected martial artists. Coincidentally, there were many resurrected martial artists here. He did not have to wait for them to come out to intercept and kill them. When the resurrected martial artists entered, these seals would be broken, Now, he just had to wait for the resurrected martial artists to open it. Even if these guys were unwilling and some of them were crippled, throwing them in would be the same. However, now that Ji Yao and the rest were here, and the other party had many people, how could they fight? Give it to Ji Yao. What a joke. If Ji Yao really broke through to commander level, she would turn around and kill him. Now, even if the other party had many people, they did not attack him. That was because he and Ji Yao were of noble status. The others might not dare to kill them. Ji Yao and he were about the same. If the two of them fought, there might not be a winner. However, if Ji Yao broke through and killed him, then there would be no problem. No matter how displeased Wang Zhu was, he could not do anything to Ji Yao. Her grandfather was also a top-notch powerhouse. Not just her grandfather. Ji Yao's identity was not as simple as being the descendant of a true king. She was even more noble. Feng Miexing's expression was ugly. He said coldly, "Ji Yao, the matters of the elders are in the past. Besides, it has nothing to do with you and me. Even they are not fighting for this anymore. Why must you make things difficult for me?" Ji Yao said casually, "Feng Miexing, the strong are respected. I am stronger than you, and Destiny Royal Court is stronger than you. That is enough. Get out of the way, or I will kill you now." Feng Miexing's eyes were cold. He did not move, nor did he reply. Get out of the way. How could he get out of the way? At the same time, the two sides faced off. Actually, there was a third party present. In a corner of the building, Du Hong and the rest had ugly expressions. Their luck was terrible. For the past few days, they either did not encounter any catacombs martial artists, or they encountered a large group of them. It was really a large group. When he saw Feng Miexing's group, he almost broke down. 50 to 60 people. These people did not split up to look for opportunities, but gathered together. But that wasn't all. Before he could recover from his shock, another large group of people arrived. 150 to 60 people. A few days ago, they did not encounter a single one. Now, when they encountered one, it was a dead end. More than 200 powerhouses. Among them, there were 5 to 6 rank 7. How could they fight? On their side, they had some gains in the past few days. Li Yiming was lucky. He had encountered a place of opportunity and completed the mentality-vitality fusion transformation. Even so, it was only 2 mentality-vitality fusion. How many people were there on the other side? More than 40 people. In the crowd, Li Yiming's expression kept changing. He looked at the others and signaled with his eyes. Du Hong's fingers moved slightly, indicating that they should not act rashly. At this moment, the Monster Plants and Monster Life Royal Court were facing each other. They did not care about them for the time being. However, they were the key to opening this place. Once they moved, these two parties would definitely attack them. Du Hong's only prayer now was that these two parties would fight for real. Only in a chaotic battle would they have a chance to escape. Just as Du Hong and the rest were looking for a chance to escape, Ji Yao became impatient. The ferocious tiger beneath her suddenly roared loudly. Ji Yao snorted coldly. "Feng Miexing, I'll say it again. Get lost." Feng Miexing continued to remain silent. Ji Yao's face was full of impatience. She looked at Du Hong and the rest and said, "You kill Feng Miexing. Leave one person behind to open the ruins for me. The rest can leave alive." As soon as she said this, Du Hong and the rest's expressions changed again. This woman from Monster Life Royal Court had a good idea. However, there were a few rank 7s on Feng Miexing's side. How could they have the ability to kill them? Just as Du Hong was thinking about this, Ji Yao suddenly said, "Commander level, we'll help you block them." From wanting to attack Feng Miexing and the rest, she was now helping them and staying out of it. In just a few short sentences, The situation had become complicated. Ji Yao said no more. Beside her, the armored woman shouted coldly, "Listen to orders." His Highness said that he would let you go. Naturally, he will not break his promise. You and Skyplant's royal court are enemies. Your people have killed hundreds of their people. If you don't attack, Feng Mieshing will not let you go. As soon as she said this, Du Hong was a little confused. Our people killed hundreds of their people. Are you talking about all these years? But it makes sense. Monster Plant's royal court and humans are enemies. Both sides have been killing each other. When they meet in the king's battleground, they will also kill each other. In total, they have killed more than 100 people. However, at this time, if they were to attack so many people, it would also be a dead end. Sino Nation came with 12 people, Fong Ping, and the other 4 disappeared after they came in. Now, there were only 7 people. Li Fei was even injured by monsters. Su Zissou could directly ignore 6 people. How could he fight against an enemy that was 10 times his size? The people from Monster Life Royal Court did not have good intentions. It was obvious that they were sending them to their deaths while they sat back and reaped the benefits. What should we do? Li Yiming's expression was ugly. With the current situation, they were in a difficult situation. Du Hong took a deep breath and made another move. Run. Scatter and run. Now, this was the only way. Let one of them escape. Otherwise, they would all die. As for fighting with Feng Mieshing and the rest, Du Hong had not considered it. Forget about whether they could kill the people from Monster Plant's royal court. Even if they killed some, when they were exhausted, they would be at the mercy of others. Just as Du Hong and the rest were about to escape, Feng Mieshing, who had not spoken before, suddenly said coldly, "Descendant of Hades, tell me where the descendant of Battle King is, and I can spare your life." Li Yiming harumphed, ignoring him. He was speechless. Mother asterisk Kerr. What did he mean by that? Was he not as important as that fatty? Didn't he say that he would only kill him when he came in? Why did he want to find trouble with Fatty now? No, Fatty was not dead yet. When he encountered Feng Mieshing and the rest, he thought that Fatty and the rest were dead. Now, it seemed that they were not dead yet. Seeing that he did not speak, Feng Mieshing shouted again, "Just tell me where the descendant of Battle King is. I'll let whoever tells me first go." At this point, Feng Mieshing suddenly turned his head to look at Ji Yao, gritting his teeth. "I can let you have this place, but I must know where the descendant of Battle King is." Ji Yao looked at him for a while, a smile appearing on her cold face. Ignoring him, she looked at Du Hong and the rest and said, "Tell me where the descendant of Battle King is." This was even more interesting. Feng Mieshing and the rest were probably killed by the descendant of Battle King. Since the other party wanted to find them, it was better to wait for them to fight to the death. The descendants of Battle King were indeed powerful. She had heard of Jiang Hao from the commander's area. She did not expect that this side was even more ruthless, killing hundreds of Feng Mieshing and the rest. This time, both sides joined forces to force the whereabouts of the descendant of Battle King. They even put the ancient buildings aside. The ruins were not urgent, and the breakthrough was not urgent either. One side wanted to kill the descendant of Battle King. The other side wanted to watch the show. It was not a big deal if 1 or 2 of them broke through to rank 7. Du Hong and the rest looked at each other. Su Zissou bit her lip and said in a barely audible voice, "It must be because Big Brother Jiang killed too many of their people. They want to take revenge on Jiang Chao." Both sides were forcing Jiang Chao's whereabouts. In everyone's opinion, they must have been implicated by Jiang Hao. Putting aside the fact that they did not know where Jiang Chao was, even if they did, they could not say it. If they were alone, they might not be able to withstand the pressure. However, since everyone was here, even a bloody battle could not be said. Otherwise, the Paragon Patriarch would personally kill the traitor. Are you not willing to say it? Feng Mieshing sneered. Then you're digging your own grave. Ji Yao, I'll leave the leader to you. He can help you open the ruins. I'll take care of the rest. Ji Yao ignored him and looked at Du Hong and the rest again. She said lightly, "Why do you have to dig your own grave? Tell him that they might not be a match for the descendant of Battle King. As long as you tell him, I'll make sure you don't die." These people were too weak. They were not much of a threat to Feng Mieshing. What she wanted to see was a clash between the descendants of Battle King and Feng Mieshing. Du Hong and the rest pretended not to hear Ji Yao's words. Nonsense. If they really knew Fatty's whereabouts and told them there were a few rank 7s among them, and they might not even be a match for Fatty, Du Hong could not be bothered to say anything else. The people from the Monster Life dynasty were obviously lying. As for making sure that they would be spared, that was even more of a lie. Do you really think we're that stupid? Du Hong's vitality was already raging. He was ready to fight to the death. If he died, then so be it. He would kill a few before he died, just as Du Hong and the rest were ready to fight to the death. Less than 500 meters away from them, behind a boulder, Feng Ping set up a mentality barrier. Jiang Chao's expression was ugly. Mother Asterisker, I'm taking the blame for my pervert again. These guys want to kill me so badly. No wonder the pervert told me to hide for a month before he came. At this moment, Jiang Chao was extremely depressed. He was also a little relieved. Fortunately, he was with Feng Ping and the rest. Otherwise, would he not be in real danger? These guys were looking for him everywhere. Jiang Chao was also extremely depressed. Feng Ping had killed so many of their people. Why were they looking for him instead of Feng Ping? Of course, finding Feng Ping also meant finding him. But the nature was different. This meant that the other party had found them. If Feng Ping and the rest split up and ran away with him, he might be hunted down, but Feng Ping and the rest would not be hunted down. Jiang Chao was depressed. Feng Ping, on the other hand, thought of something. He said calmly, "Now you know the benefits of following us, right? Your big brother has made too many enemies for you. You have enemies everywhere. Fatty, why don't I take the blame for you while the other party still doesn't know our identities?" "What? You're too weak and you've used up your ultimate move. Before we came in, I already said that I would save your life. I, Feng Ping, am not an ungrateful person. They don't know our specific identities. I'm pretending to be you, and you're pretending to be me. Naturally, they'll only target me." Jiang Chao was stunned. Feng Ping was too righteous. This was really a fatal disaster, and he was willing to take the blame for it. Feng Ping, this. Jiang Chao did not know what to say at that moment. His expression was very complicated. "I only wanted to use you to get close to you. I didn't give you any benefits. If you do this, I can't take it. This favor is too great." Feng Ping said seriously, "Don't think too much. I'm not doing this for you. I'm just following my own heart. If it were someone else, I would do the same." Martial artists. The strong hold up the sky for the weak. You're weak, I'm strong. That's my responsibility. Li Hansong's face was full of admiration. He gritted his teeth and said, "Feng Ping, let me do it. You have a more important responsibility. Don't." Feng Ping smiled. "Are you my opponent?" As he said that, Feng Ping smiled. "All right, everyone stop fighting. From this moment on, I'm Jiang Chao. Jiang Chao." Feng Ping looked at Jiang Chao and said seriously, "You're Feng Ping now. if I really die here and you get out alive, ask Senior Warlord to take care of my family." Jiang Chao's eyes were red. "We're just acquaintances. You don't have to do this." With a friend like Fang Ping, a brother like him, it was no wonder that he could recruit ruthless people like Li Hansong for his brother, or even for someone he was not familiar with. He was willing to sacrifice himself. A person like this was worthy of being called a leader. Fang Ping, I'm sorry. Jiang Chao was ashamed. I'm too weak, and I'm afraid of death. I don't dare to say that I'm Warlord's descendant because I really can't fight back. Fang Ping patted his shoulder and chuckled. Warlord is willing to do anything for humanity. Moreover, we're enemies. Why do you have to act like a little girl? Whether I'm Fang Ping or Jiang Chao, I'm here to kill them. It's just a title. Why bother? You're my brother for sure. Jiang Chao's expression was solemn. Then he said more seriously, I'm sorry, I'm too weak, but I promise if anything happens to you, your family, Fang Ping's family, will be my family. If I don't die, I'll definitely help you take care of them. Even if I provoke the Paragon, even if I have to kowtow until my head breaks, I'll ask my elder ancestor to step in. Fang Ping smiled and patted him on the shoulder again. Fatty, this is what you said. You also said that we'll change our names. In the future, cough, we'll still have to silence them. Chapter 581. Behind the boulder, Fang Ping settled the others down. He took a deep breath and looked at the crowd not far away. This was not going to be easy. There were too many people. Also, the people from Monster Life Royal Court were here too. This was going to be even more difficult. Do I have to shout that Jiang Chao is here and lure them away? The key is, can Du Hong and the others escape? Fang Ping wanted to make a move now because he wanted to save them. If he did not make a move, Du Hong and the others would probably be wiped out. It was fine if he did not have the ability, but if he had the ability, he could still help. I'm going back. Should I charge them? We'll see. Forget about Du Hong, this pauper. I'll look at the others. Fang Ping had many thoughts in his mind. Could he get a few rank 9 divine weapons for saving his life? Forget it. These guys might not be worth that much money. Rank 7s might not be a problem, but I have a lot of rank 7s. Who cares? However, Du Hong and the others might not survive. Currently, there were 5 rank 7 martial artists on both sides. I can't fall into the encirclement, or I'll be finished. I'll kill one of them quickly, then escape and lead them in circles. This is the only way to save them. I'm too kind. Fang Ping was once again touched by his own kindness and benevolence. This time, it was really to save people. Otherwise, he could have worn them down in the dark. Du Hong, Li Yiming, you all owe me your lives. Fang Ping decided that he was only responsible for luring these people away. As for whether Monster Life Royal Court would be lured away, he did not know. Du Hong and the others could only pray for themselves. He stared at Feng Mieshing and the others. Fang Ping scanned them one by one. He seemed to have thought of something. He quickly took off his armor and changed into a new one. Among the crowd, there was someone who had changed into the same style as his. However, the other party was from Monster Life Royal Court. Fang Ping saw this and immediately took off the monster plant symbol on his armor. Then his aura changed, quickly becoming the aura of the Monster Life Royal Court martial artist wearing the same style of armor. If I go out now, everyone will probably be at a loss, right? Fang Ping grinned, then quickly covered his face with a helmet. Although the Monster Life Royal Court martial artist did not have a helmet, it did not matter. In front, Feng Mieshing sneered and gradually surrounded Du Hong and the rest. Du Hong and the rest also had tragic looks on their faces. They were just fighting to the death. At this moment, a figure shot out from the back of the Demon Life Royal Court. The rank 7 experts reacted instantly. However, the rank 7 experts from the Demon Life Royal Court were slightly surprised and stopped what they were doing. Why did Huji rush out from behind? At this moment, both rank 7s had some strange thoughts. Huji's speed was so fast. Why did Huji rush out? Ji Yao also turned her head to look, and an afterimage flashed before her eyes. Ji Yao had a nagging feeling that something was amiss. Huji didn't seem quite right. No, it's not that there's something wrong with Huji. What was wrong? What was the problem? This thought rose in the blink of an eye. In the next moment, Ji Yao's expression changed drastically. Tiger Ji, to Tiger Ji. Huji's aura was still in the crowd behind her. She finally knew what was wrong. Martial artist's reaction speed was not slow. Ji Yao reacted, and so did the 2 rank 7s in the team. An armored martial artist in the team, on the other hand, looked dazed and confused. The martial artist who rushed past him just now was so familiar that he thought he was dreaming. The powerhouses reacted, but it was too late. At this moment, Huji's figure was extremely fast. In a flash, he had already arrived at the Monster Plant's royal court. Kagu! Even though everyone in the Monster Plant's royal court was prepared, they were still stunned by the other party's audacity. An advanced warlord martial artist single-handedly killed his way to the royal court. This guy must be out of his mind. The 3 rank 7 powerhouses roared angrily and released their mentality instantly. The 3 of them could kill the other party in an instant. If he did not die, he would not be able to attack. Feng Mieshing was so angry that his face turned purple. This was too much. This which was too much. He had already given up the ruins and only wanted to resurrect the martial artist. This which actually let others provoke him. This was too much. When Brother Wang and the rest arrive, they will definitely kill all of you. Bastard, you deserve to die. Feng Mieshing was furious. He did not even look at the advanced warlord martial artist who was rushing over. Instead, he stared at Ji Yao and the rest cautiously, letting an advanced warlord provoke us. Could it be that she wanted us to kill him and give her an excuse to attack us? What was this witch thinking? If you really wanted to attack us, why did you have to find such a lame excuse? Woman! At this moment, Feng Mieshing could not help but feel a sense of disdain. Too childish, too stupid. There was no other reason for you to do this other than to let us kill people. As for attacking them, they were here anyway. They could not just run away now, right? The halberd in Feng Mieshing's hand swallowed and emitted light. He glared at Ji Yao. At most, they would fight. On the other hand, Ji Yao could not remain calm at this moment. Her little mouth was slightly agape. Her face was full of confusion. What exactly happened? Who was the real Huji? She did not have time to be confused. Just as they were thinking about it, before they could even speak, Huji shouted, Kagu, the Changdao in his hand emitting a brilliant light. As for the mentality deterrence that the 3 powerhouses had temporarily released, it had almost no effect on Fang Ping, whose mentality was the same rank or even stronger than theirs. His mentality was stronger than these fellows who had just broken through. It was not an attack from a materialized object. Would a little deterrence be enough to intimidate him? If the 3 of them wanted to suppress Fang Ping, they had to unleash their materialized objects to have the ability to do so. Uft! With a swing of the saber, a peak rank 6 martial artist's head fell off in a daze. Before he died, this martial artist only had one thought. 3 great chieftains had attacked, and the opponent was an advanced warlord. How could he behead me with one slash. Not only did this fellow die unjustly, but the three great chieftains were also stunned while they were in a daze. Huji's saber shadow was like light, flashing past at the speed of light, killing 3 people in a row. Kill him. Feng Mieshing was furious. Not only was he angry, but he was also puzzled. Who was this? One of the witch's men? No, he was not one of the witch's men. That saber was so familiar. He was Jiang Chao. Just as he was thinking about this, Fong Ping leaped into the air, laughing maniacally. Warrior King's descendant, Jiang Chao, is here. This wild roar traveled for miles. In the next moment, Fong Ping roared again. If the monster life royal court dares to interfere, you'll end up like Feng Mieshing. In the time it took to finish his sentence, a faint golden glow erupted from Fong Ping's Changdao. This time, Fong Ping's combat strength sword. In the midst of a roar, he slashed with his saber, and the sky and earth changed color. Bang! This slash slashed in the crowd, killing a few people instantly. Almost none of them had the strength to resist. Not only that, Fong Ping's small town pressed down, not giving anyone time to prepare, exploding with a loud bang. The 3 rank 7 powerhouses' silhouettes trembled slightly, falling from the sky. As for Fong Ping, although his face was deathly pale, his speed was lightning fast. The golden Changdao slashed several times in a row. Rumble! Everything happened unbelievably fast. In the next moment, at the place where 3 celestiality exploded, at the place where a halberd pierced through, Fong Ping's afterimage shattered. He had already appeared 1,000 meters away. Ha ha! Feng Mieshing, I've killed hundreds of you, and you still dare to come after me. Come and kill me. Fong Ping laughed maniacally. His voice gradually faded away, but he was still clamoring, Monster Life Royal Court. This is the battle between us humans and the Monster Plants Royal Court. If you dare to interfere, just give it a try. Boom! Before he finished speaking, several celestiality blasted where his feet landed. The void trembled. Feng Mieshing's eyes were blood red. He no longer cared about anyone, roaring, after them, kill. The people from the Monster Plants Royal Court, the 3 rank 7s, and Feng Mieshing did not hesitate at all. They no longer cared about Du Hong and the rest, chasing after them at lightning speed. What did small fries like Du Hong and the rest count for? What did the ruins count for? Killing the War King was their only mission. This was too much. In this short period of time, the other party had killed more than 10 of their people. This was all their people in the rank 6 region. In the blink of an eye, everyone from the Monster Plants Royal Court disappeared. Fong Ping also disappeared. Only then did Ji Yao murmur, "He is the War King's descendant? That's amazing. Really amazing." He barged into the royal court's camp alone, killing people like he was mowing grass. In front of the 3 chieftains and Feng Mieshing, he killed more than 10 of their powerhouses with ease. Not only that, he looked down on the Destiny Royal Court and even threatened her a few times. How domineering! No wonder Feng Mieshing was defeated so badly previously. A person like this, be it courage or ability, was extremely powerful. As for the threat from the War King's descendant, Ji Yao did not care. At this moment, Ji Yao's eyes lit up. She shouted, "After them!" She wanted to chase after them and see. She wanted to see if the War King's descendant would escape, or if Feng Mieshing could kill the other party. No matter what, today's battle was far more important than a ruin. No matter how many good items there were in a ruin, it could only produce 1 or 2 rank 7 powerhouses at most. However, an interesting battle like this was much more important than 1 or 2 rank 7s. Perhaps they could even kill both parties. Ji Yao and the rest were extremely fast. With a roar of a ferocious tiger, they disappeared in the blink of an eye. It did not take more than 3 seconds for all of them to leave. Du Hong suspected that he was dreaming. Li Yiming's mouth was so wide that a goose egg could be stuffed inside. What was going on? There were more than 200 catacombs martial artists who wanted to kill them earlier. Where were they now? They were all gone. Not only that, no one even cared about the ruins. Since when did these people give up on opportunities? Not only that, the humans appeared right under the noses of hundreds of catacombs martial artists. They did not even fight. And then they picked up a ruin for nothing? Just now, was that Jiang Chao? No, it was Fong Ping. The moment Fong Ping spoke, everyone recognized him. Du Hong was currently in a daze. He swallowed his saliva and said he pretended to be Jiang Chao. That's not the point. Li Yiming felt like he was about to explode. He said quickly he was the one who lured hundreds of martial artists away, including 5 rank 7s. He even said that he killed hundreds of people from the Monster Plant's royal court. Du Hong sobered up instantly. He shouted, "All of you leave immediately. I'll go save Fong Ping." After saying that, Du Hong quickly chased after the crowd where they disappeared. Li Yiming glanced at the rest, gritting his teeth. "I'll go too. All of you find a place to hide. Don't come here anymore. Once they come back, we'll be in trouble." Yiming, "All of you hide well." When he said this, Li Yiming felt a little awkward. F***CK. Did he really have to hide? Everyone had run away. Hundreds of people. Fong Ping even said that he killed hundreds of people. Were there any other living people in this godforsaken place? Even when Li Yiming left, Su Zissou and the rest did not say anything about helping. They were too weak. It would be good if they did not drag the team down. However, at this moment, they were really stunned to the extreme. Was everything that happened just now real? Fong Ping was too powerful, too domineering. When they thought that they were dead for sure, Fong Ping stepped forward bravely and lured away 5 rank 7s and hundreds of rank SXs just to save them. This was too unbelievable. Who? At this moment, the Chun family descendant in the team suddenly shouted. Not far away, Jiang Chao's figure appeared. He said with a complicated expression, "Me? You? Why are you here?" "I came with Fong Ping and the rest." Jiang Chao's expression was extremely complicated. His tone was also complicated. He said, "Follow me, find a place to hide, and wait for them to come back." Su Zissou asked impatiently, "What happened just now?" "What do you mean, what happened?" Jiang Chao said impatiently, "Wasn't it to save you guys? Originally, we agreed to slowly torture them to death, just like before, torturing hundreds of people to death. But seeing that you guys are in danger, he had to step forward. Also, this time he pretended to be me, also to shield me. Damn. I've received too much kindness from others. So annoying." Jiang Chao's tone was really complicated. Fong Ping's righteousness was a little unbearable, not only for him, but also to save people. He did such a thing, stepping forward and helping each other. It was easy to say. If it was a rank 7, would they dare to step forward at this time? Zhang Nanqi could not help but say, doesn't he hate us? What happened to Grandpa Yang and the rest before? Because of the Yang family's incident, Fong Ping's relationship with them became much colder. Other than Jiang Chao, who insisted on sucking up to Fong Ping's leg and chatting and laughing with him, the others who were still on friendly terms before did not talk to Fong Ping anymore. Previously, Fong Ping also said that he would not save them. However, they did not expect that at this critical moment, Fong Ping would still step forward and step forward. This time, he really saved everyone's lives. Jiang Chao said impatiently, "He's the leader of the martial arts world. What do you guys know? Forget it. I'm not going to talk to you guys anymore." Hurry up and go. Wait for him to come find us. Fong Ping had the cluster sensors. Once he got rid of the pursuers, he could come find them. The others had nothing to say. Su Zissa said in a low voice, "He's so strong." Of course. Can someone who can kill a rank 7 be weak? Jiang Chao, can he escape the pursuit? Of course. But no buts. Previously, Monster Plant's King Court was so arrogant. He chased after them for a day and a night. Fong Extinguisher was killed until he abandoned his armor. Didn't you guys notice that the people he brought with him now are all unfamiliar faces? That group of people in front, almost all of them have been killed. The few of them were shocked again. Even though they had heard it a few times, when they heard Fatty say that Fong Ping chased after Monster Plant's King Court for a day and a night, they still found it hard to believe. Zheng Nanqi sighed softly. No matter what, he saved our lives this time. The Yang family is the Yang family. Let's not bother about these things in the future. Jiang Chao humphed. Jiang Chao, don't care about the Yang family. It has nothing to do with me anyway. This time, Fong Ping got into big trouble to save my life. Jiang Chao, am also a person who distinguishes kindness and grudges clearly. Whoever dares to make a move on Fong Ping in Stellar Sky City is going against me. Everyone was speechless. Jiang Chao was nothing, but his old ancestor was strong. If he really flipped out, the others would really have to think twice, even if they were at the peak. Martial King, Battle King, Netherworld King, these people here had received Fong Ping's kindness. Their status was not as high as Jiang Chao's. Perhaps they could not represent their families, but if their families' old ancestors knew about this, even if they did not care, they would not meddle in the Yang family's affairs. At this time, the other old ancestors who had some relationship with the Yang family would probably have nothing to say. Just as Jiang Chao and the others were talking, Fong Ping turned around and slashed. Boom. 3 rank, 7 powerhouses were forced back a few steps by the slash. How is this possible? Some of the powerhouses were fighting Fong Ping personally now. Only then did they feel the pressure. The other party's slash was terrifyingly powerful. It was not weaker than them using celestiality. No, it might be even stronger. In a 1 versus 3 situation, Jiang Chao could actually force the 3 of them back with 1 slash. Prince, be careful. The 3 rank 7s looked vigilant. They flew in front of Fong Mieshing, one after another, protecting him. Right now, Fong Mieshing was definitely not Jiang Chao's match. Jiang Chao. Fong Mieshing was also furious. In his fury, there was a tinge of fear and unwillingness. Why was this guy getting stronger and stronger? Before this guy seemed to be on par with him. It was just that he had more tricks up his sleeves. But now, he had forced 3 chieftains back with 1 slash. Even if the 3 of them were beginners, when the 3 of them joined forces, their strength was definitely not weak. In front, Fong Ping was also furious. Mother Astra's Cur, the consumption was too high. Every slash was money. Right now, every slash seemed to consume 3,000 points. 30 million yuan per slash. According to the current calculation, a rank 7 divine weapon was only 1 million points, which was just over 300 slashes. Over 300 slashes, and a divine weapon was gone. All of you deserve to die. The combat boots on Fong Ping's feet emitted a dazzling light. He disappeared on the spot instantly. The next moment, he appeared behind them. He realized that 3 early-stage rank 7s were not much. It seemed like they could not kill him even if they joined forces. Of course, at this moment, he tried to avoid them as much as possible. It was not that easy for him to kill 3 rank 7s. There were still so many people behind him. Fong Ping counterattacked. At this moment, Fong Ping realized that he had really become stronger. 1/1. Even if he was up against martial artists with mentality-vitality fusion, he could still kill them with 1/. Kill. After Fong Ping killed his way into the crowd, in despair, some people unleashed their ultimate moves one after another. As for Fong Ping, if he could block it, he would block it. If he could not, he would take it head on. On top of his half-golden body, rays of dazzling golden light were also erupting. He's not a warlord. He's a venerable. Some martial artists were horrified. This was not the strength that a warlord should have. Of course, it was not the strength of a rank 8 either. But this guy was really powerful to a terrifying extent. That golden light seemed to be an indestructible object of a venerable. Boom. Some rank 6 martial artists, in despair, self-destructed directly. Fong Ping endured a few explosions. Blood trickled from the corner of his mouth, but he laughed out loud. His body was constantly recovering, and his physique was getting stronger as the battle went on. When the 3 rank 7s rushed back, protecting Feng Mieshing, Fong Ping killed a few more people again and left quickly. As soon as he left, Feng Mieshing and the rest seemed to be hesitating on whether to give chase. In the end, in this hesitation, Fong Ping actually came back again. His Changdao unleashed a powerful glare, slashing at them. Bastard! Feng Mieshing was furious. He shouted, "Continue the chase." The 3 rank 7s were not really no match for Fong Ping. As long as they surrounded the other party, they could wear him down. The key was that the guy was too cunning. He did not fight the 3 rank 7s head-on. "The rest of you, stay." After Feng Mieshing said this, he quickly led the 3 rank 7 martial artists in pursuit. In the end, as soon as they disappeared, Yao Qingjun and the rest attacked quickly. Not far away, Ji Yao and the rest had just arrived. Seeing this scene, just as Yao Qingjun and the rest were about to retreat, Fong Ping shouted from afar, "People from Monster Life Royal Court, if you dare to interfere, I won't stop until you die. Bastard, if you say any more nonsense, I'll kill you later." The moment he said this, Fong Ping's figure flashed and disappeared. He rushed over quickly and shouted, "You guys retreat first. I'll keep them busy." After saying that, a few divine weapons appeared in Fong Ping's hands. He looked at Ji Yao and the rest, sneered, and left quickly. Yao Qingjun and the rest also left quickly. No one cared about Ji Yao and the rest. "Your Highness." On Monster Life Royal Court's side, many people's faces were livid. The descendant of Combat King was too arrogant. Ji Yao waved her hand lightly, smiling faintly. "Don't interfere first. Let's see how it ends." "Interesting," she said, "interesting," but the 2 rank 7 martial artists looked wary. They said solemnly, "Your Highness, that person is very dangerous. His explosive power is extremely strong." "I know." Ji Yao responded. Her gaze flickered slightly between him and Feng Mieshing and the rest. "Who do you think will win?" Everyone was silent. It was not easy to guess. If it were any other day, when a general went against Feng Mieshing and the rest, everyone would not hesitate. But now, the descendant of Combat King called Jiang Chao was really ridiculously strong. Jiang Hao, Jiang Chao, both of them are really scary. No, Jiang Chao is even scarier than Jiang Hao. He's also more savage. At least Jiang Hao won't be able to single-handedly annihilate hundreds of people of the same rank. Ji Yao said softly. The martial artists of the Land of Rebirth were stronger than she had expected. Although not everyone was like this, there were still quite a few. Jiang Chao was needless to say. The few people who had just appeared might not be too strong, but they were far stronger than people of the same rank. Also, how did he change his aura earlier? Doubts arose in Ji Yao's heart. He was a very scary opponent. Chapter 582. Kill. In the gigantic canyon, the 3 rank 7s and Maple Extinguisher had finally blocked Fong Ping's way, for people surrounded him from all directions. Do you really think I'm running away? Fong Ping grinned hideously, looking every inch the villain. Before he could finish his sentence, Fong Ping broke through the air, his saber slicing through the void. Rumble! The walls around the canyon crumbled instantly. Fong Mieshing roared, and his halberd shook the heavens. Rumble, a deafening roar followed. The other 3 rank 7s joined hands and performed mentality-vitality fusion, unleashing celestiality and shattering the surrounding mountains. God slaying! Fong Ping shouted again. His body was like a phantom, his speed so fast that it was impossible to see him clearly. On the Changdao, a brilliant golden glow erupted. 1 cut, 2 cuts, 3 cuts, in the void. The vision of gods and Buddhas appeared, and all the gods were destroyed. Countless gods and Buddhas fell, and the world changed color. When Zhang Dingnan's saber art reached perfection, such a phenomenon would appear. Even though Fong Ping did not delve much into saber techniques, the 7 days and 7 nights of saber practice on the sea that day still benefited him greatly. At this moment, he was using the power of destruction, which was even stronger than the power of heaven and earth. Rumble! The celestiality unleashed by the 3 ranked 7 powerhouses was shattered by Fong Ping immediately. Fong Mieshing, who was the main attacker, suddenly grew to a height of 3 to 4 meters. His long halberd swept across the void, blocking Fong Ping's saber glare. Uffed! He could block 1 strike, but he could barely block 2 strikes. Fong Ping's saber speed was extremely fast. When he received the 5th slash, Fong Mieshing spat blood wildly from his mouth, and his flesh exploded. Maple Prince. The level 7 powerhouses were so angry that their eyes almost popped out of their sockets. Fong Mieshing's combat strength was extremely strong. It should be noted that when Fong Ping fought Fong Mieshing, it was only a draw in a 1-on-1 fight. At that time, Fong Ping would be even stronger than when he defeated Tuo Man. Even so, he was only on par with Fong Mieshing. As for Huai Muqing, it didn't make much of a difference whether he was there or not. Fong Mieshing's ability was not necessarily weaker than the 3 rank 7s present. However, at this moment, his flesh and blood had already exploded from Fong Ping's slashes, his bones broken inch by inch. Cracks also appeared on the armor on his body. Jiang Chao. Fong Mieshing's eyes shone with a golden light. Even though he was not Fong Ping, he was extremely calm at the moment. He shouted coldly, "Then let's die together." "Go to hell. You're still too inexperienced to play with my leftovers." Fong Ping sneered. Fong Mieshing had an ultimate move, a peak-level protective ultimate move. He knew that. However, would Fong Mieshing dare to bet his life with him? Would Fong Ping kill him first, or would his ultimate move kill Fong Ping first? Would Fong Mieshing dare to bet? "Die!" Fong Ping roared, his voice shaking the void. Fong Mieshing raged, "Then let's die together." "Do you really think I don't dare to fight?" When Fong Ping's saber gleam landed, Fong Mieshing ignored it and charged toward Fong Ping in a burst of energy. Prince. The 3 level 7 experts were even more nervous than Fong Mieshing. One of them roared and disappeared in a flash. An invisible hand appeared from the side and grabbed Fong Mieshing. "Go!" "Third Prince. The second Prince is coming. Don't throw your life away." The 3 level 7 powerhouses roared. Fighting with Jiang Chao now was suicide. A large number of powerhouses from the territory of dominance were ready to cross over. Where there's life, there's hope. Fong Mieshing was driven mad by Fong Ping earlier. Now that he was grabbed, he flew backward and dodged Fong Ping's saber gleam. Seeing that Fong Ping was getting more and more courageous, Feng Miesheng roared with indignation and anger. Go! He was ready to leave. Although Fong Ping could not kill the four of them if they joined forces, they could not kill Fong Ping either. If this dragged on, the three rank 7's mentality would be depleted, and they would be in trouble. They knew that the descendants of Combat King could recover their mentality. It was not just mentality. Right now, the descendants of Combat King were even using the imperishable substance to fight. Not only could the imperishable substance be used in battle, but it could also strengthen the flesh, golden bones, and even mentality. This was also the difference between the imperishable substance and the life essence. The imperishable substance strengthened a whole. It was not just the flesh and golden bones alone. It was produced by the combination of mentality, vitality force, and golden body strength. Similarly, it could be reflected back. As for the life essence, it could recover vitality and heal injuries. It could even nourish damaged mentality, but it did not have the function of strengthening and recovering mentality. These people had the life essence. Feng Miesheng actually had treasures that could recover mentality, but they were not many. Now, if the three rank 7's wanted to recover, it would not be enough even if they used it up. Early stage rank 7 martial artist strength would plummet when their mentality was depleted. Rank 7 martial artists could only reach peak and hone their skulls. At that time, their golden body would be half-formed, and their vitality would be powerful. Even if they only relied on vitality force, their combat strength would still be extremely strong. Right now, however, a few early-stage rank 7's might be exhausted to death if they dragged on. Trying to leave? It's not that easy. Explode. Yang City descended and exploded with a loud bang. The rank 7 powerhouses spat blood. Feng Miesheng's body flashed countless times, but he still bled from his 7 orifices. Fong Ping's face was pale, but he laughed arrogantly. Now that he had the destructive force, he officially possessed the attack power of an early-stage rank 7. He was even slightly stronger. This referred to the situation where early-stage rank 7 utilized celestiality, and he did not only have the destructive force, he still had the materialization. At this moment, Fong Ping could not help but connect the dots. Perhaps it was the same for ancient martial artists. The destructive force was the main attack. The materialization of mentality was actually just a support. Perhaps not all ancient martial artists were close combat powerhouses. Perhaps during the ancient martial arts era, some powerhouses would specialize in one. Of course, when powerhouses reached a certain level, distance was no longer a problem. Whether it was long range or close combat was no longer important. However, when a martial artist with a strong physique fought the enemy head-on, his physique was enough to shatter the opponent's mentality. God Destroyer, self-detonating his mentality, Fong Ping suppressed the 4 of them. The Changdao in his hand exploded with an even more dazzling golden glow, slashing down. Prince! Someone roared, his eyes filled with despair. He shouted, "Go!" As soon as he finished speaking, his damaged mentality condensed abruptly, turning around and attacking Fong Ping. Bai Qing. Feng Miesheng's eyes turned blood-red. The other 2 rank 7's turned deathly pale. Without another word, they dragged Feng Miesheng and fled quickly. The descendants of Warrior King were undefeatable. Run, go to the boundary wall, and meet up with the second prince. Just as they fled 1,000 meters away, Bai Qing's mentality exploded with a loud bang. Fong Ping's saber glow was destroyed. Jiang Chao, you must die. Bai Qing, who was left behind, had a dim look in his eyes. With a desperate roar, his body expanded countless times in an instant. Without another word, Fong Ping turned around and fled. Rumble! A rank 7 martial artist self-detonated under Fong Ping's coercion. Far away, Fong Ping was sent flying backward. The golden blood on his body smashed onto the ground, creating holes. Damn it! Fong Ping was furious. Where was the divine weapon? This bastard actually kept the divine weapon into the Sanjiao Gate before he died. Because his mentality had exploded, he could no longer detonate the divine weapon. He was unwilling to leave the divine weapon behind, even before he died. Damn it! In the distance, Feng Mieshing and the rest had already disappeared. Fong Ping tilted his head and looked at Ji Yao and the rest who had been following him. Seeing that they were ready to make a move, his vitality and mentality recovered to their peak instantly. His vitality soared to the sky. He roared, "Come if you have the guts. If you follow me, I'll slaughter all of you. Clowns! Bastard! How dare you?" Beside Ji Yao, the luxurious young man roared angrily. As soon as he finished speaking, a rank 7 martial artist beside him said, fearfully, "How dare you?" Boom! At this moment, Fong Ping's saber sliced through the air, slashing the rank 7 martial artist until he kept retreating, spitting out blood. The face of the luxurious young man, who was blocked by him, instantly turned pale. Fong Ping said coldly, "Trash! Don't think that I don't dare to kill you. If you say another word, even if I don't kill Feng Mieshing today, I'll slaughter all of you. If you don't believe me, try it." "You, shut up." Ji Yao interrupted the man, looking at Jiang Chao, chuckling. "Jiang Chao, the royal court has no intention of making things difficult for the resurrected martial artist. I've come after you to kill Feng Mieshing. Get lost." Fong Ping's expression was unfriendly. He sneered. "I stopped playing with this many years ago. I'm playing with the leftovers. Yet you still play this game with me. When I was sitting back and reaping the benefits, you were still drinking milk at home. Paragon's descendant, you're nothing more than this. I'm warning you one last time. If you dare to follow me again, I'll kill you." Ji Yao's expression turned cold instantly. She said mildly, "Jiang Chao, you're strong indeed, but no matter how strong you are, you're still just a warlord. Stop talking nonsense. I'm done killing all of you. Come and kill me if you can. If you don't have the ability, what's the use of talking?" Fong Ping sneered. He ignored him and left using flight step. As soon as he left, the luxurious man flew into a rage. His eyes glinted fiercely as he gritted his teeth. Combat King's descendants are indeed of the same bloodline. They were all so arrogant and domineering. Just now, after a disagreement, the other party attacked as he pleased. He did not care how many of them there were, whether they would join forces with Feng Mieshing and the rest to kill him. Beside him, the rank 7 martial artist who took the blow said solemnly, "His explosive power is on par with mine. At most, he's slightly stronger. If we were to fight face to face, he might not be able to do anything to me," but everyone exchanged glances. Their expressions were solemn. A martial artist with an early-stage rank 7's attack power was actually nothing much in the land of kings. The key was that an early-stage rank 7 martial artist could recover in the blink of an eye and maintain his peak combat strength. He also had other tricks up his sleeves. A martial artist like this would be dangerous. A martial artist like this could not simply be treated as an early-stage rank 7 anymore. Ji Yao said coldly, "If you want to kill him, you'll need at least 5 to 6 commander-level martial artists. Jiang Chao is very cunning. It'll be easy for him to escape if he's below the self-destruct level. So, if you want to kill him, you'll need 6 commander-level martial artists. A team of 3 will be enough to withstand his self-destruct. The other 3 we'll form a second team. While he's self-destructing the self-destruct, we'll join forces to kill him. To kill a warlord, they needed 6 early-stage rank, 7 martial artists. As soon as she said this, everyone was shocked and fearful. On the side, the armored woman said, "Perhaps one of the 2 upper-stage commander-level powerhouses can withstand his self-destruct, and the other can kill him quickly." "That's right." Ji Yao nodded. As she spoke, her eyes flickered. She said, "Let's go to the boundary wall. Bao Chong, you go out now. Let Divine, General, Leopard, Yun send people to the territory, and let everyone in the territory cross over." "Your Highness, go quickly." "Understood." Among the crowd, a mentality-vitality fusion powerhouse shot up into the sky and hurried back. This time, the rank 6 region was going to be in chaos. After this person left, Ji Yao looked at everyone in the team and said again, "All quasi-commanders, follow me. The rest of you, look for opportunities to break through and meet at the boundary wall." "Understood." Among the crowd, many people left. Very soon, only a few mentality-vitality fusion powerhouses, as well as some monsters and monster plants were left. Among the demon plants, a phoenix with golden light all over its body fluctuated its psychic power. A smile appeared on Ji Yao's cold face. She said, "Thank you for your help, Commander Phoenix. Since Commander Phoenix still has a mission, I won't trouble you anymore. When you go out, please send my regards to the Phoenix King." The phoenix shrieked and spread its wings. Very soon, the other monsters and monster plants all left. As soon as the monsters left, the armored woman said in a low voice, "Your Highness, why didn't you make them stay?" Ji Yao said softly, "I heard that some monsters found a relic left by a monster divine general from the Monster Emperor calendar. The 10,000 monster royal court has already gone there. The phoenix sparrow has reached its limit for being able to stay until now." The armored woman nodded and did not say anything else. Next to her, the luxurious young man looked in the direction where the phoenix sparrow left and said, "The phoenix sparrow has forged the immortal bones. If it fights, Jiang Chao might not be its match. It'll be difficult." Ji Yao waved her hand and smiled faintly. "The phoenix sparrow will not fight to the death for us now. It is hard to tell who will win when it fights with Jiang Chao. If it dies here, the Guardian Court will not let it go." Everyone nodded. The luxurious young man said again, "Then should we go to the regional wall and wait?" Feng, Mia Shen should have gone there too. "I'm afraid he has already asked for help from the realm of unity. Let's go take a look." Ji Yao did not say much. The regional wall stretched for thousands of miles. It was hard to say if they could find a weak point. However, if they really wanted to find it, with the help of many chieftains, they might be able to open a path. The next moment, the ferocious tiger under Ji Yao roared and shot out. Ji Yao glanced at the ferocious tiger, then looked in the direction where the phoenix sparrow left. The next time the monarch court worked with the guardian court, she wondered if the phoenix sparrow would become her guardian monster. The phoenix sparrow that had already entered rank 7 and forged the immortal bones might reach venerable level soon. Ahu was still too weak. He might not be able to keep up with her. Moreover, in this generation, all the monarchs had prodigies. Even the land of rebirth had many powerhouses. The Jiang brothers had stirred up a storm, even though the monarch court had yet to declare war with the land of rebirth. Now, Father Wang and Ancestor Wang had the intention to join forces with the Sky Plant's monarch court. In the future, she might also fight with the land of rebirth powerhouses. 20 miles away from where Fang Ping had just left, Fang Ping slashed horizontally with his saber, and a head fell off. In the distance, Wang Jinyang shot a blood-colored arrow from his bow. An upper-stage rank 6 martial artist who was trying to escape, had his head explode instantly. Yao Chengjun suppressed the ruins. A few martial artists' eyes dimmed as they died on the spot. Li Hansong threw a punch. A peak rank 6 martial artist howled in despair, exploding with a loud bang. Li Yiming's long sword was held horizontally in midair. After a while, he cursed, "Motherf asterisk cur, leave one for me." Du Hong was bathed in blood. He did not say a word, looking at Fong Ping with a strange gaze. The martial arts university students were getting braver and stronger the more they fought. Their ranks did not improve much, but their abilities had increased a lot, especially Fong Ping. He was too strong. He destroyed the monster plant's monarch court alone, killed Feng Mieshing and his group. Now, he had given up on the other martial artists and fled with a few rank 7 martial artists. 9 divine weapons are mine. Fong Ping glanced at Du Hong. The divine weapons were suspended in the air. He said, "Take it that you guys have returned the favor." Du Hong smiled bitterly. "General Fong, you don't have to do this. You saved our lives just now. Now, we're just doing what we can." Li Yiming said sheepishly, "We're not needed at all." Both of them had fused their mentality vitality and caught up. They had only killed a few small fries. They did not put in much effort at all. Without them, Fong Ping would have been able to kill this group of people when he rushed back. Fong Ping did not say much. He kept the divine weapons and kept them in the storage space directly. Li Yiming and Du Hong did not react strangely. He did not know if they had hidden it in their hearts or if they had already heard what Zhang Tao said. "As for the rest of the things, you guys can take whatever is useful. We're leaving first." "General Fong, you're going to kill people." Fong Ping grinned. "Feng Mieshing is not dead yet. I'd like to see how many more people he can gather. This time, I'm going to destroy everyone in the monster plant's monarch court. I'm going to kill their new generation martial artists so that they won't dare to be enemies with us humans anymore." Li Yiming's expression was slightly solemn. "Fong Ping, it doesn't matter if you kill the others, but Feng Mieshing is the grandson of the Maple King, a direct descendant." Fong Ping's expression was ugly. "I know. On Earth, the descendants of the Paragon cannot be killed. When we reach the catacombs, we can't even kill the enemies of humanity. Who else can we kill? Moreover, he dares to kill me. Why can't I kill him? Was the human race really that weak? He said he wanted to kill you before. Are you not a direct descendant of the Paragon?" "No," Li Yiming explained. "The key is that we've killed too many people. If the others did not die, killing Feng Mieshing would not be a big deal. But now, almost all of them are dead. There are only a few left. If we kill Feng Mieshing, the monster plant's monarch court will not even have their last fig leaf. If they massacred all the people in the monster plant's monarch court, they might really fly into a rage. We'll talk about this later." Fong Ping did not care about all this. He said quickly, "We'll leave first. You guys meet up with the others. They are 50 li to the east. Help me take care of Fatty Jiang. This guy cannot die." Fatty Jiang was dead. Forget about the favor that he could not sell. There might be some trouble this time. Looking at the current situation, Fong Ping felt that if there were no human paragon outside the entrance to receive him, he might not be able to return. This time, they had killed too many people. How many catacombs martial artists had they killed in the beginning and the end, other than Feng Mieshing and a few others? Almost all of them were killed by them. There were at least more than 150 people, maybe even more. There were so many that Fong Ping could not really remember. Even the divine weapons, the previous harvest was 56. Now, including Jiang Chao's pair of boots, it had reached 75. Other than Feng Mieshing and the 2 rank 7's divine weapons. The rest of the monster plant's monarch court's divine weapons were almost all in his hands. Fong Ping was just about to leave when he suddenly looked at Wang Jinyang and the rest. He thought for a while and said, "You guys, why don't you go with them?" At this time, if old Wang and the rest followed them, they might be in danger. Fong Ping opened his mouth and said, Feng Miesheng brought the remaining 2 rank 7's and ran toward the boundary wall. Maybe they're preparing to cross over, or maybe the people over there are preparing to come here. Next, they'll be facing rank 7 opponents. Wang Jinyang was straightforward, saying quickly, "We'll go look for ruins and other opportunities. Now that there are fewer people in the king's battleground, it's also our chance. When we break through, we'll look for you. Remember to turn on the mother-child sensor." Yao Chengjun said in a low voice, "I'll also think of a way to seal my mentality gate. Once it's sealed, I might be able to achieve rank 7. His mentality had already materialized, and the life gate had sealed itself. Now, the only mentality gate that was not sealed was the mentality gate. Once it was sealed, he might skip the peak rank 6 and mentality vitality fusion stages and directly achieve rank 7. When that time came, he would have the strength to fight a rank 7 martial artist. Among everyone other than Fong Ping, Yao Qingjun might be the first to achieve rank 7. Fong Ping smiled, nodding his head. "All right. Remember to leave some good stuff for me. My opportunities are people. As for treasure hunting, I'm too lazy to look for them. You guys look for more." He did not care about treasure hunting or anything. Killing Feng Miesheng and the others was the biggest gain for him. Moreover, he needed to fight now. He needed to fight continuously. Fong Ping's strength had improved again when he fought these people previously. Now, his vitality was close to the limit of 10,000 cal. Wealth, 98. 2 million points, conversion, vitality, 9,305 calories, 9,975 calories, mentality, 1,419 hertz, 1,489 hertz, destructive force. Bones honed, 177 bones, 100%, 29 bones, 90%, storage space, 100 cubic meters plus, energy shield, 1 point/minute plus, aura simulation, 10 points/minute plus. With every battle, Fong Ping was improving. The imperishable substance was feedback to the body. It was helpful for even a rank 8 golden body. Fong Ping's fake golden body was even more helpful. Fong Ping wanted to see if there would be a qualitative transformation when his vitality reached 10,000 cal. The minimum requirement for a rank 7 martial artist was 10,000 cal vitality and 1,000 hertz mentality. Although Fong Ping had the combat strength of a rank 7 now, his destructive force was not cultivated by himself. Fong Ping wanted to know if he could achieve the combat strength of an early-stage rank 7 without relying on destructive force and mentality self-detonation. Old Manly could kill a rank 8 back then when he had 10,000 cal vitality. Could it be that he, Fong Ping, could not even kill a rank 7 powerhouse? As for the consumption of wealth points, the divine weapons he snatched earlier were not counted in his wealth points. Fong Ping was not in a hurry. He had enough left. When Fong Ping asked the others to go treasure hunting, they did not say anything. Du Hong felt slightly helpless. Listen, his opportunity was people. Who were they? People from the monster plant's royal court. Speaking of which, the rank 6 territories opportunity, no matter how strong, could only let people enter rank 7. For Fong Ping, was it difficult to enter rank 7? He had killed so many people. Just from what Du Hong saw, he had obtained more than 10 divine weapons. 10 divine weapons were really more valuable than a rank 7 martial artist. One had to know that even the weakest divine weapon was equivalent to killing 2 to 3 rank 7 demons. 10 god weapons meant that he would have to kill dozens of high-ranked demons. It was indeed much more difficult than achieving rank 7. Du Hong did not say much. He said quickly, "Then we'll find a chance to break through. When we break through, we'll look for you." He was also a veteran at the Mentality Vitality Unity realm. Under normal circumstances, it was the easiest for a Mentality Vitality Unity realm to achieve rank 7 the first time they entered the battlefield. For people like Su Zissou, even if they could achieve rank 7, it was not just one time. They had to come in at least a few times. Okay, you're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.